Hey, welcome back to another episode of Instant Ramen Podcast. I'm your host, Juan, and as always, my co-host is here with me. Hey, Trip.
Hello, Juan.
How you doing, man?
I'm pretty good. I'm just, I'm taking it easy, you know?
Like Sunday morning?
Just like Sunday morning. Dude, how'd you know?
I don't know, because you've been singing that song nonstop.
It's true.
I don't even know who sings that
Came
song.
in without any warning.
Yeah.
Sunday morning.
Those are the lyrics. Yeah, good job.
That's, that one is Sunday Morning by No Doubt.
That's not right.
Also, Spiderwebs by No Doubt.
That
I know,
one is right.
You were...
That-
What? Sunday Morning's definitely by No Doubt.
No way.
Came in without any
Oh, that's
warning.
not the Sunday.
I know, it's a different Sunday morning than you were talking about.
What are we talking about this week, Trip?
So this week we're going to talk about a little movie, and kind of it's our first step in a series of episodes that we're not doing in sequence.
Okay, so that's... You know what those are called? It's called a trilogy.
It's part of the trilogy that we're going to be diving into at some point, like over the next year.
But like any good trilogy, you know what I mean? You know, the only way to do it is you make the first one, and then you wait fucking a year to make the second one, and you leave that one on a cliffhanger, and then you make the last one a year later. So
this week we're talking about Life of Guskou Budori. And a little thing about Guskou Budori. He's a cat. I believe all these movies are about cats.
Cat-centric, yeah.
So that'll be fun. We'll dive into that in a little bit here. But I want you to tell me what's good, man. Okay. What have you been up to? What's your life? Bitch.
I promised that last time.
You were like...
I'd know exactly what week of summer we'd be in.
You were like, yo, Trip, we're going to have such a good what's good this time.
No, but that's not what I was saying.
Came up to me and
so here we go.
Like that.
I think it's week 6 of summer.
Yep, that's correct.
Cool. Okay.
Somebody fact check that. I don't know if it's correct, but comment, is this week 6 of summer?
I think I'm off one. But anyways, I'm going to go with it. It's week 6 of summer.
6.
And I was telling you I have a good story to tell you.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go straight to it. So me and my friends were playing basketball on...
Without me?
You don't play basketball.
Oh, yeah.
Because?
I'm very bad at sports.
Exactly. Good.
Yes.
Okay. I want to make it clear. Not because you're not invited. It's because you're a poor athlete.
I'm also not invited.
You're also not invited.
It's okay. I'm fine with it.
Yeah. Okay. So we were playing basketball, and then after basketball, we went to go get food. You know, we go get Chinese.
As people do.
Yeah. We went and got Chinese food at the Rice Bowl. You familiar with one Rice Bowl?
I've eaten there. Yeah. It has Chinese and Japanese food. It's really just a medley of Asian culture. You sit on the ground sometimes, or you sit on a booth other times.
As fun as the ground was, never again.
No, fuck that. No. It's hard. You're like, bro, can you pass me that? And then everyone's like, trying to lean over the fucking...
I just wanted to stretch my legs out so bad.
Right? Well, it's different if it's like a fun-ass little pit that you all get to put your legs in and kick the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
Have like a little feud down there, and whoever wins gets all the food.
Yeah, but that didn't happen. Anyways, so we go to the Rice Bowl. We order food. It's just, me and my college buddies.
Yeah.
And so we're just having a good time, eating, talking, joking, shooting the shit, essentially, And then we we were just talking, and the way we talk is like the way adults talk. So
just
with
like
profane language or whatever.
I'm swearing now.
Thank
you. I'm swearing too.
Just vulgar references the whole time, all of a sudden, I guess we didn't notice a family got seated next to us, like in a booth, like the booth, or whatever, Christian.
No, this is the thing that I always worry about.
So the guy,
not about me, but about people that I'm with, like you.
Yeah. So exactly. So the guy leans over. He's got a big old beefy arm, like his arm's bigger than my thigh.
Yeah.
And he's just he's like big old bald, and he goes, hey, buddy, what's up? And looks at all of us, and he goes, got a couple kids over here. Mind toning it down? And we're like, oh, okay, very sorry, whatever, So then we just kind of keep, finishing our meal and avoid using any other swear words, because, he asked. But it was frustrating just because that kind of sucks. Yeah,
it's tough, man.
Especially when...
you and I started the podcast and we're like, hey, I swear a lot. Oh, no way, I do too. Yeah. Oh, thank God. Hey, we're going to swear on the podcast, right? Yeah, we're definitely going to do that.
Oh, my God, yeah. So it was a little frustrating just because, like one of my buddies was telling me later, he was like, oh, I'm going to tell a joke. And he goes, wait, I can't tell that joke because it's bad. And he was like, oh, yep, can't say that either or whatever. So he just stayed quiet for the whole time. Anyways,
sometimes that's fun though, like when there's clearly a setup for a joke and the guy who's like really good at telling jokes or whatever is just like and you're like, it's funny because it would be a joke and like I get where he's going
but
with
he can't do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're leaving the restaurant and I got my to go box in my hand because I had leftovers.
Yeah.
And we step outside where it's really hot, you know, and like, I was like, damn, it's so fucking hot. I can't wait to sit in my car, you know. They've just been sitting in the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah, my fucking black interior car or whatever, you know, like, it's going to be fucking great.
There's no shade over there.
Oh, no, there isn't. You know, it's just all tar.
Right.
Anyway, so we get out, and and then we hear the door open behind us, and then we just hear, hey, yo. I'm like, oh, shit. We turn around, and it's the fucking guy. And it's him standing this time. I realized he was a lot shorter than I thought he was, but he was still really fucking yoked. Yeah. Like, he had like a NutriShop shirt. Like, he was you know, bald head, beard, massive muscles. And the first thing that comes to mind, I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't want to get my ass beat. Like, this guy's going to beat
Why is that? I don't think I've ever entered a situation and been like, oh, I'm about to get my ass kicked right now.
That's the first. I'm like, oh man, this guy's going to beat the shit out of all four of us. And we got to talk about it or never say it ever again. You know, keep it in secret. Like, remember that time that little bald guy killed four of us? Yeah, you don't talk about that, you know? Anyways, and then he approaches us and he's like, hey guys, I just want to let you know that I want to say thank you for, you know, being so polite or whatever, because like some people get mad if I tell them to do something like that, or they'll be rude, have an attitude, but you guys were like really mature about it or whatever. And I was like, oh, cool, you know, thanks. And he shook all our hands. He's like, okay, he went back to go get his meal. And then as soon as he got inside, like the other guys were just like, you know what really fucking sucks about him, like thanking us or like, is now I feel really bad about wanting to talk shit about him. Cause he came out as a good guy. He was, you know, looking out for his family, and then on top of that, he then thanks us for being responsible adults or whatever. Yeah, and it's just like, how do you make fun of that? And then we still did anyways.
I can't even fathom making fun of him in that way, because that's one of my bigger things. Like, I try to pay a lot of attention about who's around me and like if I'm swearing or not, because I swear all the goddamn time. Yeah. And somebody asking that, like, I would be like, oh my God, I feel so bad. Yeah. I would feel terrible. There's no way I can make fun of that guy, because he's just like trying to give his kids the best upbringing that he can. Yeah. And he's doing the best he can as a father. And I'm like, shit, dude, that's the way I want to be a dad. And I know as a parent, it's just going to be like, the first year is just going to be like, oh my God, I'm just swearing on accident like all the time, and just like have to adjust to that, you know?
Well, the argument was like that like my other friends brought up was like, it is a really admirable thing for them to like, you know, want the kids not to be around these kind of words. Yeah. But the thing they also need to realize is that, you know, this is the real world, and you can't protect them from everything.
Well, right. But you can still do your best.
Oh, and absolutely.
I don't know how we approach this situation, but I think that has a lot to do with it, probably. Like the way that if it were me in that situation, I'd be like, hey guys, what's up? Sorry, I feel like I'm, you know, being kind of a jerk, but do you mind like not, you know, doing this or whatever? I'm trying to, you know, got a family to feed, and, you know, these kids, they're not making enough money around the house as it is. And if they start swearing at the job, like
they start selling drugs, they can't stop them, because that's
so do you mind
drug.
Saving your naughty words for later?
Yeah.
And I feel like I would either be berated and made a lot of fun of, which I would hope happens, because I like that, you know, humiliate me. That's my fetish.
You feel like less of an ass. You're like, oh, at least they made fun of me.
Yeah.
No, so
at least they made fun. But no, seriously though, I like, it takes a lot of courage to come out and do something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it takes as much courage when you're yoked as that guy was.
I mean, I guess that's true. As like a social recluse, like I'm pretty good in groups, but when I don't fucking know anyone, you know, I'm not talking to anyone.
Yeah. No, so we get in the car and we're just like, oh man, and then like we just started like, you know, because then we just started talking about the situation.
Yeah, man.
And a couple jokes came out. We're like, you know what, like we should still pick on him. We should still make fun of him because he's bald, and you know, he's got any hair, and his kid's gonna be bald.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? I was like, he's lucky. He's lucky that I had my hands full with my to-go box. I would have kicked his ass. That son of a bitch. He could have caught some of these. Ooh. That being said, I mean, I can't be upset at the guy because he came out looking like a fucking
he's a good papa.
$2 bill, super brand new and lucky.
Hell yeah!
And us over here were like fucking bunch of swearing sailors. Again, we weren't even swearing that bad. It wasn't like horrible. Like it was just like a fuck here and then like shit there. But it wasn't like, blah, on this one time, and you know, like it wasn't like disgusting. Yeah, you know, it wasn't.
You weren't slamming that puss.
It wasn't locker room talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I don't.
I know no one knows what we're saying.
No, I never know what you're talking about. I just smile and nod. Mm-hmm. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, so we did that. I also watched Hereditary. Did you talk about this?
Ooh, yeah, we did see Hereditary. Had a very good time with it.
I enjoyed it.
Did not know how I would feel about it. I came away from it feeling like it's one of the best horror movies I've ever seen because it was mostly just a really sad indie drama with some horror stuff going on.
Yeah, and I feel like it was also really real. Like the actors did a good job of
making me believe it 100%.
Yeah, I'd recommend that.
I think the line that convinced me, like it had some of the best dialogue I've heard in a while, is the mom and the son get into a fight with each other, and she's like looking at me with that fucking face on your face or something like that.
That
I was
stupid
like,
fucking face on your face. Yeah. It's like, oh, I totally know that frustration.
Yeah, where you're just like, I'm mad at you and I hate the way you're looking at me and I don't know how to express it and I'm still gonna yell at you though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So good movie. I feel like people should check it out. It is not for everybody.
Holy shit, yeah, no.
There's some graphic things in it. There's some spooky things in it.
Yeah.
I would say that it's not like a traditionally scary movie. Like it's, you know, and when I mean traditionally, I mean like what scary movies have become nowadays, where just like a bunch of things popping out at you and grabbing you. And it's not like a slasher flick either. It's like really like...
It's got some graphic visuals.
Super dark, yeah.
And it's spooky. Without giving anything away about the plot, I thought that this was a very good horror movie. Overall, they kept with a lot of the horror themes, but they went in a different direction where it was more subtle in a lot of ways and some great foreshadowing all throughout.
For sure, and spoiling everything. So the way it ends is...
Thank you very much.
No, yeah, so I did those two things this week. Those are like the highlights of the week. We also played. I'm sorry.
Okay,
we also played Mario Aces.
Yeah, we did.
We got really fucking pissed off with the blooper.
Anybody that's played the story mode of this game can probably relate.
Yeah.
But essentially, for those of you that don't know, Mario Tennis Aces, whatever the fuck it's called, is Avengers 3 Infinity War.
Yeah, it is.
But Mario.
Yeah. So we were playing it, and then... Like I said, we got frustrated with Blooper. We finally beat him, and now we're stuck with some other chick.
Yeah, Comic.
Like instantly after beating Blooper, instantly got stuck again.
Yeah, that's the thing that fucking pissed me off. And looking at all the comments and all the shit, it's just like, oh yeah, Blooper, yeah, you're not supposed to try to beat him in a game of tennis. You're supposed to try to beat him in a game of fucking willpower.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a whole different thing.
That being said, the mechanics of the game are super fun. Like...
I love it. It's great.
After playing it with you like that one night, I went home, slept, and dreamt about it. I woke up the next day, like, wow, like that's a really solid game. That's a lot of fun. Like it's like there's different moves for different hits, and it's like I remember Mario Tennis just being like you just get in the right spot and hit the button or whatever, and and now it feels different.
Feels good. Yeah, it feels really good. Because we'd played the Wii U version of Mario Tennis, and it was like, okay, well, I mean, it's okay.
Was that motion control?
No, I don't think so.
I'm just curious.
I don't remember. Well, I think we had played a match or two.
Maybe.
It was very forgettable is the issue. It didn't have any kind of like story mode or anything.
You're talking about
it didn't have anything important.
What do they call that one? Superstar or...
I don't know. If you want to talk for a second, I can figure it out.
No, it's good. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Because I'm like looking at my stack of games. I'm like, fuck, all the PS2 games are in front of the Wii U games. How am I supposed to figure this out?
We just throw away the PS2 games.
Yeah, so they're all gone.
Nice.
But yeah, we did that. That's a blast. Highly recommend it. It's actually a lot of fun.
Yeah. So even though we're stuck with those parts, it's still really fun to play.
Yeah, love it.
Play against you is pretty fun. We do need to look up how to figure out how to change the settings on free play because that is frustrating. All the issues that I have with Mario, Tennis Aces.
There are a lot of issues that I have, but they're all like the core gameplay.
Yeah,
fucking nailed it. It feels great to play. It's all the extra settings and all the like really simple bullshit that's why didn't you add that?
Why isn't there a retry button as opposed to like other? Like I'm saying, like I have plenty of complaints about the game.
Absolutely,
but it's not. The complaints are not with the actual game because it's fun.
Like. Even the blooper shit, it was really frustrating, but I felt like I was being challenged, and it wasn't like, these bullshit mechanics. It was like, this is so fucking hard. I don't know what to do because I'm not good enough.
It also doesn't help that we don't know how tennis works, because there'll be like 3 sets of whatever and games of what. We're like, did we lose? We're still playing.
Got another one. Okay, we're cool.
I'm excited to keep playing it. Hopefully we can beat this fucking witch and keep going. So
exactly, we will. And then we also got back into Pokemon Go.
We did,
which is kind of a weird thing. Pokemon Go came around 2 years ago. I think it's like 3 weeks, maybe only 2 weeks until the 2-year anniversary of Pokemon Go.
Oh, cool.
And you and I played pretty heavy back in the day.
We did. When it first came out, we were playing, like, we were just like, hey, man, you don't have a job. I don't have a job. Let's just walk around until 3 in the morning. And
That's what we do.
Why not? And then it's just like, all right, man, I'm going home. Me too. And then, like, we'd get a phone call like, hey, man, like, I just saw a Krabby over here.
I was like, yeah, I'm going to meet you there.
I'll turn around right now. We're on trip. Go get it. You know, like,
that was a blast, though.
Yeah.
But we got back into it because of fucking Kyle.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Kyle.
So yeah, he essentially said, yeah, they're friends now, and like there's a ton more Pokemon, and you could give each other gifts. And as soon as he said gifts, I was like, yeah, I'm in.
Right. And then they nerfed the gifts.
Yeah, no, I'm like, well, I'm still in it, but I feel bad about
What's
being
super funny though is that, like, we're also doing it because we're going to Anime Expo in LA.
Yeah, I mean, because I was going to get it regardless, because I remember last time going to LA and just having that little thing to do in the background was fun.
Yeah.
It was a fun little thing, and especially since there's so much in LA, it's like a totally different game. But they've made a lot of improvements to Pokemon Go to where you like find Pokemon more frequently and whatnot. Anyways, I'm enjoying it, and I'm excited that we're gonna have something to play in LA
for sure. What's good with you,
dude? What's good with me? First off, playing those 2 games. Second off, honestly, I haven't really been doing much. let me fucking be honest here. We played a little bit of Pathfinder. I had a great time with that.
Yeah, I got fucking thrashed.
Yeah, that was a hard time. You were getting thrashed. I got fucking crit.
You got hit pretty hard.
I came up and I was like, I'm gonna save you, and it was like, no, you're fucking not. I'm like, you're right.
I'm gonna heal myself really.
And now I'm healing myself.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
It was pretty intense. We essentially went into an elven city. It's turned into like a demonscape. Essentially, a bunch of abyssal creatures have torn the land into decay and ash.
Yeah, and Kyle's doing a great job, I feel like, of, you know, making me really want to continue to play.
Oh yeah.
And challenging us still. Like they're not layups, they're not like easy shots anymore. It's like they're challenging enough, but I don't feel like I'm being cheated either.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So essentially our campaign is like the Mario Tennis Aces of D&D.
Like, I like this game, but fuck this fucking mechanic.
Yeah, no, there's lots of fun stuff, and I feel like he's done a really good job at like building the visuals of this too. Yeah. Like sometimes it's just like you're in like farmlands, and then you're like, okay, well, I think that's like plains, pretty much. I don't really know.
the best part is that now that Sierra's playing with us, Sierra always just has a bunch of like
weird ass knowledge,
agriculture facts. You know, she just like knows the way. She knows at what temperature bones fucking melt, or whatever. You know,
and Kyle's like, all right, so this fake ass, not even real, doesn't actually happen thing.
Yeah, so Kyle described something, and he's just like, and then Sierra's like wanted to clarify it, and then Kyle's like, wait, what do you mean? And then like they had a conversation about at what temperatures bones.
Meanwhile, I'm like, oh, sweet as Cyndaquil's here.
And then Kyle's just like, fine, the bones are blackened, but in this universe, they have not melted yet. They're still solid. And I was like, oh, fuck yeah, Kyle's not having it. He's like, no, Sierra, none of your knowledge. I don't care what you say.
I'm God, my bones don't melt.
Yeah.
Like, okay, Kyle. Yeah. Wow.
Well, in this specific forest, you know, their bones are enchanted, so they don't melt. You know?
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm having a good time with that too.
Hell yeah.
What about anime? What you caught up on?
Dude, anime, I'm caught up on pretty much everything. Ended Hinamatsuri. I was sad to see it end. Really great last episode, because I don't know if you remember how the show started.
I do, but I haven't finished it. No spoilers. Don't spoil it.
It goes back to where it started, because you know how it was like 3 years ago.
Way to spoil it.
So now it goes like 3 years from now.
Spoil it. Way to fucking go, man.
Yeah, anytime. So it was kind of cool to see how that ties into things, and that was exciting and fun. And then Darling, it's a fucking
wild ride.
Nuts, man.
Yeah.
I think that there's one more episode.
Yeah, I know, right? Without a doubt, yeah.
Cool. We finished up the first core of My Hero Academia, and it was rad. This last episode, we got to see some good characters. We got to see Small Might. We got to see Bakugo's sexy mom.
Small Might? Is that what you call him?
That's what everyone's calling him.
Small Might. Don't insult him. He is still All Might.
No. Not All Might. Small Might.
Who's Small Might?
Midoriya. Deku as a kid.
Oh, small.
Yeah, there you go.
That makes so much. Okay, the thing is, I read a post somewhere or saw like a thing, and it's like it's just guaranteed. No matter what and in any, in anime, manga, it doesn't matter. It's guaranteed that whenever you see a child version of the main character, they're gonna be fucking adorable.
Oh yeah.
And oh my god, is he fucking adorable?
It was so fucking great. He was like, I'm here to save the day. I love it. Very good episode. Also, holy shit, I always get his name, and now I'm the one who doesn't remember it.
Bakugo?
No.
Todoroki.
Yes, thank you. Okay. Todoroki's sister had some like cool hair going on too.
Yeah, she's pretty dope.
I'm excited to see if she shows up more because I liked her whole vibe.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I also caught up with what's recently out in anime, except for I feel like Hinamatsuri and Steins Gate, which I really fucking need to watch.
Steins Gate has gotten some. Yeah, it's 2 core. It's gotten some really interesting stuff. I'm excited to see what else happens because of course now it's hit that point where in the first season it hits that big turning point where it's just like sad, and in this nothing like bad happens. So now I'm excited to see where it goes. Yeah. Pretty much Amadeus is no longer the focus from what I could tell.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
Cool. Speaking of, I want to speak quickly about like My Hero.
Yeah.
Just a few things.
All right. So is this a spoiler warning?
No, not spoiler things.
Great. Let's talk about
because, I don't know if I mentioned this. I can't remember when it happened. It's week 6 of summer, I think. So
I think you said that, yeah.
But I have caught up with all of My Hero Academia. I read all the chapters.
You read all the manga
that is currently out. So because like I really wanted like to watch more anime, and I'm like there isn't more anime to watch, and I was like there are more chapters to read, and so I read all there was, and I was like cool. Now I'm fucked because I don't have anything to do now. The only thing I have left,
it's the hardest thing.
The only thing I have left, to keep me going is the fucking movie that's coming out and the video game that's coming out.
Yeah,
that's it.
Well, okay, so here's because we get the second core. Like it's coming,
I know, but it's a week at a time.
Which also, fuck, we should have done this ahead of time. We'll get into it in the news.
Okay, we'll get into the news. All I was going to say also. Okay. Anyways, and so it's not. So that being said, it's not a spoiler. What I was going to talk about was Midoriya's mom or whatever.
Yeah.
In this episode,
great mom.
Yeah, because this episode,
I always love her.
Because after reading the manga, like I knew what was going to happen in this episode, and I didn't know how far it was going to go.
Yeah.
Because I figured what they're doing now is like. Talking to all the parents and being like, "Hey, we want to put your kids in this new dorm program, right?"
Yeah, listen, like
we got to keep
things
them
are
safe.
fucked up, and we are working hard to make it better. Mm-hmm. Yeah, all that.
And so it wasn't really like an action-heavy episode at all. It was
no, but there was some good action. Let me tell you.
But it was a bunch of
Bakugo got slapped.
Yeah, there's a bunch of there's a lot of mostly character development. On like a lot of fronts. So seeing Midoriya's mom get like super emotional and stuff, I'm just like, I'm not fucking crying. You're fucking crying.
Yeah, dude. No, this was the most because people were crying at the last episode.
Yeah, which made me sad,
hit me the same way as other people. Whatever, everyone does their own thing, but this one got me feeling like pretty fucking emotional. I'm like, I feel exactly what you say.
So the thing is, like, Midoriya's mom is always in the running for anime mom of the year. Like, it's not even fair. Like, she always just like, like when you have to qualify for the World Cup or whatever, she's always qualified. Like, she's always there to play, in that match or whatever.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, but a new contender should have, in my opinion, Bakugo's mom should have, who I think. Also shows up in the manga, but very, it's very brief, just like it was here. But, I mean, I don't think I've seen her later. Anyways, point is, she looks a lot like Bakugo. She's super hot, and she beat the shit out of her son. And I was like, oh, it makes so much sense, like, where, like, like...
And then you see the dad being all, like...
Super meek.
Really meek, really sweet. That is exactly how I was going to describe him.
Meek, yeah.
I think meek is the perfect word for what Bakugo's dad is. And, so funny.
But it's also cool because you see the way, like, even though she's this super, like, aggressive mom or whatever,
you can tell how much she cares.
Also
and loves
very
him.
Like cares. But, like, she's like, look, like I'm cool with him going there to the dorm, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, even though my son just got kidnapped or whatever, because I know that like he's this shithead. People think he's super cool. He's a super good quirk or whatever, and he's given a bunch of things in his life. No, you fucking make him into a hero, and
right?
Like,
and also that whole like. You know what? We had that one-on-one, and you did tell me he's trying harder than anyone to be the best hero. That makes me fucking proud.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
You guys keep doing what you're doing. Clearly, it's working out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, oh shit!
It just reminds me, like
all right.
like a parent like entrusting like their actual kid to like some sort of educator or some sort of mentor and be like, look, you're going to make him a good person and like trust you.
Even after he was like chained up after the tournament from those heroes.
Yeah, like he looks like a vicious monster. Yeah.
They really should have chained him up. Good call, you guys.
He looks like a rabid beast.
I would have done that to my own son. Yeah. So, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's great.
I have a question though.
I would like to answer.
Sierra, when we were watching the show, you had like a kind of momentary lapse or whatever. Todoroki's siblings, because he has siblings, right?
Yeah.
Like a sister and actual brother.
Yeah.
Older or younger?
I don't know if they've ever said.
Okay.
But I feel like one's older, one's younger.
They're both older.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. So like, I just wondering like, because because obviously I know whatever, but I didn't know like because you've only saw the anime.
I'm pretty sure that they haven't really. They might have said it once, like. It wasn't a focus at all.
That's
it was just like,
I just want to make sure. I just want to see like where the if it's also like not as clear as I thought it was.
No.
Anyways, so like here we see his sister who's older or whatever.
Yeah, she looked older. Yeah,
and then he has like an older brother also. And the reason like Todoroki got it the worst is because the quirk that his father wanted, the mixture of his mother's ice quirk and his fire quirk, didn't pan out with the two older siblings. So when it worked for Todoroki, they're like, cool, I'm gonna like mold you into this fucking hero. Yeah. And he was super rough or whatever. And the mom also like, saw, the thing that scared him the most, the kid looking like the father, and that's what like drove her to break or whatever. So I was just wondering if like it was clear or not.
Yeah, pretty fucked up shit. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, no, it's a great show.
Thank you for reminding me, okay?
Darling in the Franxx, so fucking intense. There's so much like it surprises me like how quickly they can go from something super crazy absurd to back to reality like within an episode.
Pretty great, and I'm excited to see more. Also, I was trying to figure out what exactly happened with one character's hair.
I know exact. Sierra missed that too also actually.
Yeah, because I couldn't remember, but I know it was addressed.
Yeah, so what happened is they're trying to make their way to Hero, right? Because he's trapped by this fucking chick or whatever.
Yeah.
And so they're like, oh, there's a bunch of these like monsters in the way.
Yeah.
And so she shows up and she's like in the mech that like
she's controlling it like alone or something.
Yeah,
right?
she uses the mech that is like that shoots stuff and has like those big wings kind of thing. Yeah. And I think she uses specifically like the type of power, the magma power, whatever.
Yeah.
And like she uses all of it.
That's what I thought.
And it super drains on her, and it just takes all the color from her hair. I mean, almost all of it. Like it's a really faded.
There's some hints and whatnot. But yeah, I thought that was the case, and I couldn't remember 100%, so I was trying to look it up. And in doing my research on this character, people were having a lot of conversations about her back in March, pretty much when the show first started, and they're like, do you think she's gay?
She is, yeah.
Yeah, no, I know she is now, but that was back in March when the show first started, and people were like, I think she might be gay.
I think she was too.
Very little hints here and there.
I think I picked up on that also. Like, it was like, I don't know, is it because I've known people who are gay and haven't told other people? They did a really good job of like...
They absolutely did.
Because of like making it suddenly like, she just feels uncomfortable around men sometimes, or she feels like it almost looks like she's happy when she's happiest when a specific person, obviously a female character that she's also in love with. Yeah. And so when it turns out that she is gay, for me, it didn't feel like it just came out of nowhere.
No, it didn't feel like it came out of nowhere at all, but it felt like, oh, okay, everything kind of clicked at that moment. For me, it wasn't like, because I hate assuming people's sexuality and whatnot. Yeah. So during the whole thing...
Especially if they're not real.
Yeah, during the whole thing, it's just like, okay, well, they've learned that they have to be with like a guy and a girl. Yeah. So it was never something where I was like, that's just what I wound up assuming because this is a very specific world with very specific things that are like male, female, XXXY, all that shit. So it never like, it wasn't like, oh shit, like, oh man. It was more so like, that makes sense why she's a little bit different than everyone else. I didn't even take that into consideration.
It also makes perfect sense because, because they are built in this world, it's like, oh, it's a guy and a girl who partner up. It's like, again, not sexual because like these kids have no idea the concept of what sex. But it is like, guys and girls are paired together, It's more so like you desire that partner that you just click with. Yeah. That's kind of the way that I thought of these parasites as being. So it was like really cool to me to see that they had the character as like gay the whole time, and like you could reflect back and see that she is happier when she's with certain characters, and that she's not as chill when she's with a guy. And she's always a little bit more conservative with especially because like at first it's almost like, oh, her partner's is shit, and like there's that bit where her partner like hooks up with 02 to team up, whatever, and like she's so indifferent, she's like whatever, like because she could give shit. She doesn't feel that jealousy towards him. But when it's, Ichigo or whatever, the jealousy is like 1,000 times over.
Yeah, and I just felt like they didn't like back way at the beginning. I felt like they weren't clicking in that same way where it was just like
for you. I mean, yeah,
no, like because we see Hiro's having issues, and then we see that she's also having issues, and
Well, that's what I was saying. I was trying to say like it is such a good idea to make that character gay because
I think her name's Ikuro.
I don't know what her name is, but it's such a good idea to make her gay because that show is like, even though it's like super absurd mechs or whatever with like uncomfortable angles, it is a show about like what it is to grow up and like and figure out what your sexuality is, what love is,
my bad.
And her not knowing anything at all, so she must feel like 1,000 times like I have to, like she feels something for
so
someone
much,
and like have no idea what it is and not be able to tell anybody.
That was the really cool way about how they addressed it all, because she still didn't understand what it meant. She's just like, this is just kind of how I'm feeling, and now that there are no rules, well, I'm gonna feel it.
I love that. She's just like, look, like you might not feel the same way about me or whatever, but like I think I love you. I think this is what this is, and I'm so happy just to be around you and all this shit. You know? And it's just like Ichigo is just like, who I fucking don't like, in my opinion, because she doesn't deserve Goro. She's gotten a lot better. That's fine. No, I get it. She has matured as a character.
Yeah, at this point, I actually really like her as a character.
I like Goro
but I was totally writing that like, fuck Ichigo boat for a while.
I just don't like any of them, actually. I mean, the thing is, I was like, because Goro's best boy.
Yeah, Goro is best boy.
And no one deserves him. It just makes me... So, I'm just salty about stupid stuff. But yeah, I mean...
Yeah, I like all the characters for who they are. I think that Darling in the Franxx has become like a really well done show in a lot of ways. The one thing that I kind of wish is I wish they didn't like fucking shoehorn this plot into 4 episodes instead of like stretching out a whole bunch of character development without any plot for a long ass time.
No, great show. They've done it. I love the way they did it.
I do love this show though.
I think the only characters I don't care for, honestly, are like the younger boy and the younger girl who have like the...
Well, they're like the least focused
that's
on.
That's what I'm saying. That's the characters I care at least about. Like, but everybody else I feel like is super interesting. Even the fat kid, I kind of just feel for him. I was like, oh, you fucking love this chick. Yeah, not gonna happen, buddy.
But he's also being incredibly supportive
because he loves her so much.
And that just makes me like almost hurt.
That's what
like
I'm saying. And that's why I feel with that character. We've all been there. We're just like, oh, fuck, I love you, but they can't because you love someone else.
It's like, well, my mommy loves my daddy more than she loves me, I guess. Mommy won't even marry me.
Anyways, that's anime. I feel like we've talked plenty about.
That's pretty much anime. But I also want to say Megalobox.
Yeah,
Megalobox doing a really great job. One more episode left. I'm so excited for where this show's gone because it's not a super story-driven show. It's got some great characters, amazing animation, and just like it's a fun hero story to follow, like an underdog kind of deal.
Yeah,
so
it's really good.
It's really fun. I'm loving it. And then the latest episode of Gun Gale. Oh man, just makes me love the new chick so much more. I think her name's Fuko.
Yeah, I love when she's
holy shit, she's so fucking funny.
I love when she got like both her feet like shot off and she's still like crawling forward.
Well, like every part of her, she just like ties together Len's shoes and she's like, all right, good fucking luck. And they make an Alexander the Great joke, which is a whole like historical thing, which is well done, I thought. And then they they show her in the crosshairs of what's her face? Pico, yeah. Of Pico's gun. And she's just like fucking trotting along, smiling. No, not like
when she was
she's like
she was like
smiling and kind of just like
forward,
jauntily.
Like the other like the gymnastic team was like charging, going and she's just like
I thought that was so fucking funny. Yeah. And then she does have her legs blown off and then her arms blown off. I'm like, this bitch is my favorite. Holy shit.
And he shoots like I love when she gets shot in the helmet. She's like, she goes like, oh man, like thank God. I just got grease in the helmet. I was like, oh my God. So far, really good show. Yeah.
I'm so excited for the one more episode we get.
I'd be totally down to have some more Gun Gale, honestly.
Absolutely. They've done a great job with all the characters that we have so far. I love Pico as like, I guess she's a villain.
She's way over the top. Like, I mean, she's not, she's the villain of the show, but she's not really a villain. She's more danger to herself than anybody else.
And M, but.
I mean, she probably wouldn't kill him.
I don't think
she really would.
I don't know. We're well enough, we haven't gotten that close.
We've had some drinks.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, no, I really like M. I really like Pico. I like Len. I like Fuko. And I like the whole gymnastics team.
Yeah.
They've done a great job. They haven't really focused on any other like side characters at all. They've just kind of been there, which I think is a smart choice.
I feel like they introduced that new... they introduced the character that like gave Len... like the ammo.
Oh yeah,
and I feel like
very briefly.
It looks like, and just because she does like, oh, by the way, I'm also a girl or whatever, you know. So I feel like if there were a second season, I feel like she'd probably come through or whatever, and maybe the chicks with the glasses that sniped Pico for a bit, whatever. Yeah, fucking even P-chan. Fucking, they gave eyes to the gun.
Shit. Kyle hates it whenever it does that, but I think it's fucking hilarious. I like it a lot too.
Yeah, Colin's get over it.
Yeah, he does. He's like, I'm so sorry, P-chan. Use me.
Yeah, as a
like,
shield.
Okay, yeah.
It's super funny.
Yeah, such a fun show. Such a different feeling than Sword Art Online ever was.
It's been a really solid season of anime, and I hope it continues to be like this, because we don't get this all the time.
Next season we have a couple of good shows that we know are gonna be like good,
and then some shows that we want to see, but we don't know what they are
exactly.
yet.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited about that.
What else you want to do,
dude? I don't know. I just want to hang out with my buddy.
Cool, man. Do you get a song set up today or no?
So here's the thing about that. We since episode 95 got removed from YouTube.
Yeah, by the way, thanks for the comment, dude.
Yeah. Big bummer. Huge bummer.
I mean, I wasn't as bummed. I don't give a fuck. YouTube.
I've been crying about it most of today, but that's just me. And then episode 96 wasn't removed, but it was removed from Japan.
Oh, yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah, but the other one's removed from everywhere, so I'm like, fuck, man, I don't even know.
Yeah.
So I decided that we should probably stop pushing our luck.
I don't think. I mean, okay. So my thing is here. It's like, first of all, we're finding the United States and everybody else. Japan. Who the fuck cares if Japan listens to our podcast? They're not going to be like, you know what? They're saturated with anime every day. So like, you think they're gonna be like, oh, but the Israel podcast isn't playing in Japan. What a bummer. That being said, we don't have to do it if you don't want to. I don't care.
No, it's fine. I got you.
No, we don't have to play if you don't want. I'm just saying, if we stop playing now, I technically won.
Okay, then we're not gonna fucking stop, because I got it all ready for you. I just gotta turn up my volume really quick. Just gotta turn it way the fuck up.
Work?
Nope.
Is it the Lucky Stars?
Nope.
Is it a Slice of Life?
Yeah.
And I've seen it?
Yeah.
No, that's not it.
You're so close though.
The Melancholy Life of Haruhi.
You want a big hint?
I want a hint.
Okay. I definitely cried.
You cried?
Like a lot.
Oh, I got it. It's his Sweetness and Lightning.
Yep. Yeah. So that was a fun little game, right?
The best part is you're just dancing. I was like, oh, this piece of shit. He's not even taking it serious.
I totally fucking... Like, you know what? Go fuck yourself, man. Show made me cry like a fucking baby.
The show was really sweet.
Lightning.
Not too much lightning, in my opinion. And the show was for sure. That was, by the way, that was the theme song for Sweetness and Lightning. An anime that came out, I feel like within the last.
It came out
2
like
years?
a year and a half ago, probably. I think maybe last summer or I don't know. It came out a while ago.
It was a cool slice of life about a dad who decided to learn how to cook to feed his daughter who recently lost his mother or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just a fun, pretty time. A lot of really cool looking anime food. That being said, we don't own the rights to that song.
Definitely do not own the rights to that song, but it's not like Sony's robot's gonna know that.
And if they fucking do, yeah, whatever.
Anyways, Sweetness and Lightning. I fucking love that. The manga series has recipes in it, so you can like follow along and make the food with them.
Are you gonna cry?
No.
Have you made any of the food?
No.
You should.
Okay. I went on a little like Japanese food bender the other day on YouTube. Not in person, because we don't have any good Japanese food around here and I'm too afraid to make stuff. But man, I was looking at some mean omelet rice recipes, some super cool like unique ramen fusion dishes, and like I want Japanese food so fucking bad.
And like I think like your least favorite Japanese food is sushi. Like you're
Yeah, sushi's
fine.
just like, yeah, sushi's fine.
I like sushi a lot, but you're just like whatever. It's like I'll eat it, but I'm not gonna be happy about it.
Yeah, because I mean, it requires a lot of skill in order to make sushi. There's no fucking, of course. Sushi is like this amazing, immaculate, special thing that should definitely. Anyways, there's a bunch of other Japanese food that I just feel like does not get enough credit.
Name one. Name
ramen.
One. No, ramen.
Shit,
no.
Shit.
Ramen gets plenty of credit. Name one that honestly.
Ramen. No. So hot pots are a bigger thing that like we haven't ever had a good one.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks.
Thanks a lot, Hot Pot Galaxy.
Yeah, Hot Pot Galaxy can suck my butt.
They're out of business. One ramen that not one ramen. One like Japanese food that I really like that I feel doesn't get enough praise is udon.
Yeah,
people it's just like ramen. Just like it gets so much love or whatever.
Yeah,
but I just something about the thick udon noodles. It's just like so much, in my opinion. I like way better.
Yeah. Haven't ever had good takoyaki in Chico.
Is that the puppy stuff? Like the round stuff? The round stuff made of squid
octopus,
or whatever? Yeah. I want to try that. Yakitori is pretty good too.
Yakitori's good. Always like that. Pork cutlet bowls. Like,
we've never. That's Ultimate Muscle's favorite. It's beef cutlets his favorite. It's just like beef cutlets on top of rice or whatever.
Well, it's Yuri's favorite.
Fat fuck. Oh, hold on. Sorry.
Okay.
No. Sorry. We're not going to body shame here.
You can shame my body all you want, baby. You just need to, slurp me up later.
Yeah, those bowls look good. Anyways, let's go into the news. I feel like we should just do this real quick.
Japanese curry and some. You know how Japanese people like their eggs like more runny?
Do you know how like Japanese people like their eggs a little more runny?
Who do you think you are, mister?
I don't know. You sound a little racist when you said it that way.
Well, Japanese people do like their eggs runny.
You can't just say people like their eggs runny like that.
Holy shit. It's weird, though, because I feel like in the United States, pretty much you'll never go somewhere with, like, runny eggs unless you get your eggs over easy. Do you mean, like, scrambled eggs will never be kind of runny.
Oh, do you like runny eggs?
Yeah.
I like I like the yolk runny. Like,
no, that's a whole different experience. Yeah. No, I mean, like, if you're going to have an omelet.
Oh, it's supposed to be runny. They like it fluffy or whatever, yeah.
I mean, yeah,
sure. Yeah, well, they do the thing where they make a little pot and then they cut it and just, like, slips.
Well, that's, like, fancy shit.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's that runny part, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't eat like that.
Yeah, no, it's like, it's not fully cooked. It's still warm. I used to have...
Can't you get sick from that? Can't you, like, is that, they have to be like...
You run a little bit of a risk, but, like, it's so uncommon. Because it still is cooked and it's still fine because you have eggs over easy.
I guess that's true, yeah. I mean, I like my over easy.
So, I don't know. It's just a whole thing where I'm so into that. Like, it looks better. It has this more, like, orange color to it.
Have you ever tried it, though?
Yeah.
Where at?
No. I mean, like, I've made it. I used to make them that way when I was younger.
Oh, okay.
I would make, like, scrambled eggs.
It's a side you said you're doing it wrong.
Runnier. Yeah, well, then I haven't had it since, I don't know if it was junior high or high school that I kind of stopped making my eggs like that, and I started just doing over easy. But I used to be really into scrambled eggs. That was, like, not fully...
Super conformed.
Yeah. Anyways, high school, it did me bad.
This guy likes his eggs runny.
Shut up, man.
He probably swims with his shirt on too.
No.
Kiss his mom on the lips.
So what? So let's talk about news.
Yeah, let's do it.
Do you like news? I like news. Okay, so Jojo's Bizarre Adventure, a little show that neither of us watch, but it's crazy popular.
There's too much of it. I just could never.
We should probably know a thing or two about it. But I
know a thing or two.
They're all named Jojo, but for different names.
They got these things called stands, which are kind of like powers.
Yeah, man. Weird shit. Anyways. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure 5 anime has been confirmed with 39 episodes.
Whoa, I know a couple of nerds out there listening to the podcast right now who's super stoked about this. Yeah, hey, guys, dude. Congratulations. You did it. You did it.
Touch your little hard nips. Get you a little bit excited there.
That's really cool. I like when a show that has a huge fandom or some sort of following gets more, because often than not, a good show happens and they'll be like, cool, you guys love it? You guys want some more merchandise? You guys get a Pachinko machine, and that's it.
Fucking awesome.
I've been dying to buy a new Pachinko machine.
Hell yeah. But 39 episodes, that's
a lot,
That's a good amount, dude.
That's almost as much as fucking Black Clover.
It is.
That's
Good.
that's for sure 2 core.
Yeah, no, it's like 3 core.
What does it have a name yet?
It does. I don't remember what it is. It's like Golden Sacrifice or some shit.
Star or something. Y'all in the Dust of Diamonds.
Y'all can tell us what it actually is, or I could just look it up on fucking anything about JoJo's 5 because that's what's big right now. All right, next up, other huge news. Konosuba's getting a movie.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see if I can remember this one. Konosuba. Oh, fuck.
It always fucking gets me.
Trip.
I love this shit so much. This is one of my favorite things.
Is that the anime about, like, they'll sit down and they'll like, tell stories?
No.
Is that the anime?
What the fuck anime is that?
I don't know. Isn't there an anime where, like, it's like a Japanese form of telling stories?
Oh, no. That's like Rakugo.
Okay, Konosuba. Is it about...
Or something.
It's about cooking?
Rockquin. No.
Is it about sexy toothbrushes?
You're getting closer, but no.
Is it the one with the candy store?
No.
Fuck, what is it?
Magical world. A guy dies. He's there now. Aqua. Megumi.
Oh, is that... I don't know what that is. Is it Re-Life? ReZero?
No. That's ReZero.
Oh, Konosuba's the one that you hate, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. You're like, it looks really good, but I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm so fucking... And every fucking thing that I see of it is just like, oh, look at how innocent this character is. And like, oh, man,
boom,
isn't she
titties.
great? Well, no, her power is like boom, boom. So people are always into that. Aqua is a little bit more voluptuous. But little boom, boom Megwin, she's just doing her thing and just boom, booming. And that's fine. She's like a sassy little, like, ooh.
Okay,
no.
In my defense...
But in the background, there are like people with swimsuits on and shit just like doing their thing. And she's in this mage outfit. And I'm like, oh, shit, she looks so cool. But I don't like any of the jokes in this show, and I wish that I did because the action looks rad, and I just want to have a fun time with my bros.
In my defense, it's been a long time since you complained about Konosuba, so
Yeah.
I've actually never ever seen the show, so
Yeah, you might like it.
cool. Let's check it out.
All right, good. It's getting a movie.
Yay.
That's so fucking cool.
Hopefully, it's a fucking like a not a stupid like recap thing.
People were like, oh, Konosuba, best show I've ever seen. If only they made more. And they were like, guess what, bitches? Konosuba season 2. And people were like, oh my God, I'm dying. I'm literally dying. This is the best thing that's ever happened. I'm dead now. And then silence. And then suddenly, hey, Konosuba movie. You guys like that, right? And they're like, wow, I died and now I'm back to life again. Thanks, Konosuba.
Brought me back to life.
Fucking doing all that. So yeah, I'm not very into that, but I'm happy that people are happy about it. I just like seeing people happy. The world would be better if everyone was just happy.
Okay, Trip, what's next?
Musume Pretty Derby producers have asked fans to stop looting their characters and the horses they've been based off of.
Stop looting?
Looting.
Like making
like looting up. Like, ooh, stop trying to make them all sexy and lewd.
Well, what the fuck? Like, okay, hold on. Okay, time out.
What?
So this is the Derby show, right?
Yeah, this is the Derby show.
What the fuck makes them think that just because they asked the fucking anime population as a whole to be like, can you not make my character look sexy? Especially with like one of those characters that's made out of animals, which historically is like a huge fetish for just all anime users out there. You'd think a polite like fucking tweet's gonna be like, hey guys, come on, knock it off. No, man, look, you decided to make a show about this. And you obviously knew people were going to get their rocks off to it. And so guess what? What comes along with that is all those fucking shitty deviant art fucking pictures of people, these horses riding over the horses.
All right, you ready for some real talk, Juan?
No, I don't want to hear it.
I agree with all of your points.
Wow, that's the first.
But...
oh, fucking... we were so close, Trip.
There's a little thing called the Yakuza. Do you know about them?
Yeah, no, yeah, actually I know them pretty well.
Well, horse racing has a little bit of influence from the darker parts of the world, the Yakuza, the mob.
I really want to know where this goes.
Good. I think that there's probably a lot of pressure from the Yakuza to be like, you guys made this show, and now everyone's sexing up these horses, and they're supposed to be these fucking, like... how do people bet on horses when they're sexy? We're losing it. We don't have the right kind of people here at the horse races.
Okay, Trip, you gotta... Trip, please level with me. Okay, I want you to be very honest with me. Was that like a legitimate argument?
Yes.
That was like, that's honest to God, that was a legitimate. You weren't just that wasn't a joke. You weren't trying to be funny.
No.
Okay, Trip, let's keep going.
That is how this shit is. That's what's so fucked up about this. I think that there is probably some of that influence because they made a show where they're like, let's just make horses pretty high school girls. In fact, in the first episode, we're gonna have a guy who feels up this girl, and that's how they tell if they're a good racehorse. And it's like, okay, dude, well, maybe there needs to be a little bit more, because like it's the same thing as having a physical. Like you can have a physical and you could do it in a way in a TV show that's not like, oh my God, oh, you're touching my butt. Like, you don't need to do that. It's like, you know what? I signed up to have this physical. I'm going to do that right now instead of this guy being like, oh, look at these fucking legs. So clearly this show knows what the fuck it was doing. Episode 1, it comes out that way. I didn't see more, but I guess they like completely got rid of that whole creepy vibe going on.
I doubt that. And
they just stuck with the cute ass horse girls. They knew what the fuck they were doing. They know what other people are going to do. Yeah. Fucking every character that exists is porn. There's a thing called Rule 34. And yes, The Incredibles 2 was a great movie. I saw that. That was another thing that I saw this week. It was a good movie.
Elastigirl's thick.
Yeah, we're talking about Elastigirl. That's exactly what we're talking about.
Damn. No, look. Okay, so I guess with your Yakuza argument now involved in the knowledge that I didn't have earlier.
Yes.
Thank you for that. That being said, with that Yakuza in fuck the people who made the show.
Yeah, no, coming out and saying that,
this is so stupid. They're like
huge fucking joke.
It's
man.
like it's what a fucking please don't do this. It's your fucking fault.
Yeah.
And
like, oh, guess what? Well, if you didn't make him cute, if you made it instead like a badass show, if it was like, I don't think you would have this problem with most people being like, girls, oh, you know,
if they were girls who were racing but weren't horses at all, you'd have a way better chance. But because you made them for some reason named after all animals, and some of them wear fucking what's that shit called where they have like the
blinders?
muzzles, blinders and shit. Like you've actively set yourself up for this your characters to be turned into smut on like
definitely they did that to themselves. They could have made it some kind of a badass racing show or something, but instead of like it cute girls racing,
it could have been a really cool badass racing show in my opinion. But they're like, nah man, it's the part that really boosts me about this show is like, once you win the race, guess what? You got first place. You know what that means? Now you get to put on a fucking idol performance. It's like, what?
Yeah,
it's the dumbest show ever. Actually, that's not true. It's one of the dumbest shows ever.
And no, I think it's fine. Like, honestly, beautiful. The characters all seemed fine. Definitely didn't seem like a show for me, but it was on that verge where it was like, okay, well, I almost want to watch more because they have like really unique original shit going on, and like they clearly know what they're trying to do. But then they come out and say this shit, and it's like, okay, I don't know if they're like just playing dumb or if they're dumb.
I don't know, but aren't you kind of tired of just having like the main character just be inherently good at things and like just have some special like, oh, he's always got the, you know? I'm getting kind of sick of that.
Well, okay, can you give me an example of something where the main character isn't just like inherently good?
Okay, fucking Meiji the Second. The guy sucks at baseball. And he's getting better at baseball.
Yeah.
Fucking,
okay, so even you're looking for like any shonen.
Any fucking, even fucking, like Deku, like he sucks. He still sucks, and he's getting better, and I really like that about him. It's true, he's really smart when it comes to superhero stuff, but he's not like, he wasn't groomed to be like, oh, know he's going to be, you know, he was given this superpower that he has no control over it. But I'm just saying, like, the main character in this show is just like, even fucking Kuroku's basketball or whatever, the main character is a loser, and he improves along the way. There's people who are way better than him, but he's still really efficient.
Well, okay, so that's the thing about shonen anime is that a lot of the time it focuses on a little shit who's like, I want to be really fucking good, and I'm going to try super hard, and you get to watch them like grow.
Yeah.
In this, it's it's pretty uncommon to find a show where they're just fucking good at it.
It's like
or if they do, it's a comedy thing.
It's like exactly. It's like Keijo or whatever. Because I think
even you know that she's like worked hard at it,
but she's also she can perform this and make in Keijo's defense, I guess the people who eventually try out for Keijo are athletes of some sort before that. They could go to Keijo camp and train at it. That's fine. She was a gymnast. That's fine.
Yeah.
The issue that I have with this is like she has this butt cannon power that she throws out or whatever, and then people are like, you don't even know what you just performed? It's the rarest move of them all. Oh my god, you're groomed to be an amazing fucking butt fighter or whatever.
Okay, yeah, well, first off, the butt vortex, she did exactly what an expert would do. because she's thought about how to do it, man. That's just, sometimes you just gotta take that risk.
I'm arguing with you. My issue with the Derby show is that the girl's just like this bumpkin who's just like, have always wanted to be a fucking racer. And she's just a great racer for no reason.
Sometimes that's a lot of fun. It just kind of depends on what it is, I think.
Okay. And also, because we're banned in Japan, I'm going to say it. Fuck the Yakuza. Oh, shit. They're coming for us.
I have no association with this man.
I've never met him. I don't know
how he got on this podcast.
I'll give you Tripp's address. You just fucking text me.
Yakuza just text me. You can kill him instead of me.
What if I get a phone call that's like, hey, it's the Yakuza. You got the address? Sure do. Well, by the way, I'm Tripp. He's Juan. No, other way around. They won't know who to kill. They'll kill both of us.
Yeah, I don't want to go out like
we're
that.
Brothers.
Dude, Suicide Pact.
Okay. Okay, what else you got for news?
Yo, news still popping. ReZero OVA is going to begin on October 6th. So I don't know. It was described as beginning. I don't really understand what that means in terms of an OVA, but maybe they're going to do like a few. I don't know what the fuck it is. But October 6th, mark your calendars, boys. We getting into that ReZero life. Maybe one day we'll watch it.
I think I'm going to watch it this summer just because I've been told by several people to watch it. And I remember watching the first 2 episodes and being like, meh, but it looks really good.
Yeah, parts of it look really good. Mm-hmm. Other parts I'm not super into.
I want to check it out.
And I don't really like the characters that much. I feel like it's just going to get better and better and better.
I want to understand the fandom. I want to get what's the big deal. So I'm going to check it out.
Everyone's just like, oh, Rim, best the girl. And I understand why she is. I already have the fucking plot spoiled for me.
You see, I don't want that plot spoiled for me. But, but the argument is that she is the best girl. And I'm just like, that's fucking impossible because Uraraka's the fucking best girl, dog.
Dude, don't even get me started on that because we're talking about Sue right now.
You're wrong. I don't know this man. I have no association with this man. I've never met this man in my life.
Froppy?
It's bullshit.
It's just so pure.
No, Uraraka's way better. My new favorite gif is the gif of Uraraka just fanning himself.
Yeah.
That's my new favorite gif.
That's a pretty good one. So check it out. Overlord Season 3 is going to begin airing on July 10th. That's some fun news that just got announced. So those of you that are excited about that, way to keep being excited. Just keep doing that.
You know how I feel about that.
I feel pretty good about it, but I'm hesitant. And I feel like you're probably in the same boat. Like, you're gonna watch it.
I mean,
you're invested.
I have to, but you called me out on Facebook, so.
Yeah, well, you're just like, you know what, Season 2? Fuck Season 2. I fucking hate Season 2, and check it out, Overlord's here, or whatever. And she's like, what the fuck was that shit?
Time out.
I'm like,
hey,
listen.
No, hear me out. I'm in charge of Facebook. I'm allowed to say, when I say in my opinion or whatever, it's my opinion.
I know it is.
I say my opinion. I'm not going to put Juan at the end of it.
I know. Don't worry about it. That's why I go into the comments and I'm like, I do not know this man. It's just going to be our new joke. I do not know. I have no association.
He has stolen my face and put it on his logo. I have no idea who he is.
Son of a bitch just keeps doing this shit. So yeah, that's cool or whatever. But more importantly, My Hero Academia, it's going to have a 1-week break. And there's going to be no new episode for the first week of July.
Oh my god, Trevor, this. Wait, hold on. Does My Hero drop on Saturdays?
Sundays.
That means
Sunday morning, so.
That means I don't get My Hero this week.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we were just having a conversation about how I need more My Hero in my life, and now I'm listening. Fuck this news. This is the worst. This is the worst possible news you could give me.
But
I want to hear it.
My Hero's new season 3 intro, 2, like the second part, the song is going to be Make My Story by Lenny Code Fiction, and its end theme is going to be Long Hope Philia by Suda Masaki.
This means nothing to me. You're dead to me. What else you got?
I don't know, but we should listen to those. That's what I was like earlier. I was like, fuck, I forgot that we need to listen to those together. So yeah, we're going to check that out, and we'll review those on next week's episode of the podcast.
A whole episode about actually, just the intro and outro.
Yeah, we should actually talk about this really quickly.
Right now?
Yeah, we need to talk about this on the episode because I feel like it's important for people to hear. Next week is kind of difficult because we are leaving for Anime Expo on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. We normally record on Mondays.
Yeah.
Totally fine. Could still do that. Everything's Gucci. But normally we like to wait like a week or so just to make sure that all the shows are done airing before we do a wrap-up episode.
Oh, no. You want to do a wrap-up episode next week?
That's what's hard. though.
No,
because
I instantly, no.
I know.
No.
But we have to do Anime Expo shit.
No.
And then we'll just jump right into a wrap-up episode after Anime Expo. And all this other shit's going to be happening.
Wrapping up right at the end of Anime Expo?
Shit's wrapping up now.
Yeah, but we always give it, but there's still things that are going on, right? No,
yeah,
I guess.
But that's kind of hard because there's going to be so much shit that happens at Anime Expo. It's going to be time to restart. That's when new shows are airing and new movies and all that shit's going to happen.
It looks like it's going to be Anime Expo next week, and then week after that's going to be wrap up.
Yeah, okay.
It's going to suck balls.
In that case, we're
going to
you
know what that means? Fucking then a week after that, 2 weeks after that?
Yeah.
Preview.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we have Kyle's episode.
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God I have Kyle's episode to fucking buffer it.
So, should we do for this next week here, Kyle's episode?
This week? Hey, sorry. Anime Expo's next week for sure. Have to. Next week's episode.
Okay.
Is Anime Expo, right?
All right.
Isn't that what you're saying?
That's what I'm talking about right
That's
now.
What you're saying.
If we're going to do that. Because we're leaving on Tuesday.
Yeah,
Anime Expo doesn't start until the 5th.
But it's done by Monday.
What the fuck are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
We have 1 week where there's nothing in that case.
When? What week is this? I need a visitor representation. We're leaving for Anime Expo.
Okay, great. So we're leaving in a week and a day from now. We normally record in 1 week from now. So you want to do nothing, and then we're going to move down to LA and do our whole anime thing. And then on Wednesday, we're going to talk about what we're excited for at Anime Expo. And then Thursday Anime Expo, and then Friday Anime Expo, and then Saturday Anime Expo.
I understand
Sunday,
what your issue is.
And then we record on Monday.
I get it now.
Our wrap-up episode.
I get it now. We need an episode before Anime Expo to go out.
Yes.
Why didn't you just fucking say that?
I literally am trying to...
You did not say that, no.
I'm saying...
I'm cutting all this out.
Holy shit, are you serious?
This is bullshit. I can't fucking do this right now.
What the fuck is wrong
we still have to review the fuck... We still have to do the thing.
I know we do.
Oh my God.
This is an important thing.
Is Kyle's show done?
Kyle's show will be done.
Then have Kyle... Next week, Kyle will do his thing.
Good. Then why don't you just fucking... Okay.
Whatever.
That's why we have a lot of shit. That's why we're not doing...
I'm not mad at you. I'm fucking furious with you.
Why?
Why would you do...
What did I do?
Do the thing.
What did I fucking do? No.
We have more news?
Yes.
Oh my God. Drip, just do the news.
Golden Kamuy is going to have a second season in October. Is that what you want me to fucking say right now? Is that what you... Oh, you know.
Trip, I know Golden Kamuy is having a second season.
Yeah, I know. You posted it on Facebook. Look at you. You don't even listen to the episode anymore. You fucking skip. You listen to 10 minutes of the intro and then skip the news because guess what? We fucking have that on Twitter and Facebook now. Why don't you just go fucking there? Who gives a shit? And then roll back around for the end when we talk about what we're going to talk about. Hey, everyone. Flavors of Youth is a show by studios Comix Wave and Haoliners, and it's going to be coming to Netflix on August 4th.
Nice.
Kind of excited about it. Looks kind of cool. You might not know this, but Comix Wave is the studio that does, like, Your Name, for example. They did a lot of the work on Your Name. So it's fucking gorgeous. But Haoliners is that Chinese studio.
Oh, that fucks everything up.
Yeah, so, like... Who fucking knows? That's why I'm excited about this, though. We got some weird shit going on. Netflix, incredibly inconsistent.
Yeah.
Haoliners, pretty consistent, I would say.
Yeah.
Comix Wave, oh, so pretty. So, we'll see.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Cool.
That's the news.
That's the news.
Are you guys fucking happy? Because Juan isn't. He's over there, and he's pouting in the corner.
I'm not pouting.
He's pouting.
I'm not.
All right. I don't want to do the rest of the episode angry, but it was a fun bit for me. I don't know if yours was serious, but okay, good. Because I couldn't tell. You were so committed
I'm
to
not
the
upset
bit.
to you. Anyways.
Your arms are still crossed.
Yeah,
like,
it's fucking cold
I'm
in here.
not going to talk right
I'm
now.
not talking
I'm
to
just
you.
fucking...
Next week, Kyle will be having his episode. Let Kyle know.
Kyle, if you're listening to this, he's not listening to this. So he doesn't have time for that.
His job really ramped up.
He got a really big boy job. Well, mostly he has like a pretty big boy job,
and then everybody quit their job.
Now he's doing like everyone's big boy job.
Anyways, okay, so this week we're gonna talk about our topic.
Which is called
the life of something with the H and then followed by something with the B.
Close enough. Life of Guskou Budori.
Damn, it's a G. It's a G.
I know. That's why I was like, you know what? One letter off.
Yeah.
We'll let it.
Hold
we'll
on.
let
A,
it
B,
slide.
C, D, F, G, H, G. I was a letter off. It was one letter off. Damn. I have to always get to the alphabet.
Have I ever done the alphabet backwards on this show?
I think you have once. That's like
on
one,
the show.
That was one of our earlier episodes. Yeah.
That's one of my bits. People bring it up every once in a while. They're like, anyone do this shit? I'm like, I do.
Why? Why would you?
I don't know.
When did you learn that?
Choir.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like a way to train something, or you were just bored in choir?
Yeah, no, that's how you learn how to read sheet music. You have to. No, it's not.
You fucking asshole.
It was a warm-up song. We had like a few that would like increase our range and whatnot. And this one was just like a fun little like, oh, we know it and it's different. So it's just a
Would
little.
you sing it?
Yeah.
When you do it, do you still sing it, or do you just do the saying?
It's more. It's embarrassing to sing it. Like
So
you
just-
could do the ABCs without singing the ABCs. You know.
A, B, C, D.
That's how you go in your head. You go through the letters that way. It's like Q is after P.
Nailed it.
You have to go through everything. No, yeah. So we used to sing it. So I don't sing it for people, but then when they ask, and then we get that far
You'll
into
sing it
it,
for them?
yeah, I'll sing it.
I don't think you've
fucking. I could sing it on the show.
I don't want you to sing it on the show.
No,
Oh my God. But you have done it
little
before.
taste.
I remember
Yeah.
that. A little
Yeah, it's
sizzle.
fun. I have like a couple of party tricks. That's a fun one. Another one, which I don't think I've shown you, is which I can show you after this. We could film a little viddy, a hot little viddy. We could post it on Instant Ramen since we talked about this shit.
Yeah,
whatever.
what is your party trick?
So I can smack the top of a bottle,
Oh, yeah,
a glass
really
bottle,
hard
and make the bottom pop
You
out.
told me about that.
Yeah.
I guess my party trick is that I can drink a beer in 2.6 seconds. Yeah,
I can't
I can.
because I've never tried.
You want to race?
Yeah, kind of.
Do we got any beer?
I've watermelon.
Yeah, it's not beer you chug. That's a good beer.
I know. That's why I'm like, I don't drink shit beer.
Yeah, it's true. Anyways,
I guess the shittiest is like Shock Top or Blue Moon.
I guess there's way shittier beer.
I know. Well, that's the shittiest that I
you
drink.
have. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So I'm not about to have a
You can-
Keystone Life.
as you can obviously see, since we're talking about chugging beer and
The Life of Guskou Budori.
yeah, this movie obviously didn't hold our attention all that well.
It was. This has an interesting history. You kind of brought this up to me. There is an author, Kenji Miyazawa, and he had a lot of like children's stories and like works and whatnot that have later, after he's died, been adapted into movies and TV series and whatnot. He used to do like a lot of poetry, and then he developed more of like a children's story style of writing.
Yeah.
And after he passed, he had relatives put together a little like showing of all of his different work that he's written over the years, and soon it gained popularity. And now he's one of the more important writers in Japan in terms of like school literature.
Yeah.
Like you compared it to To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yeah, like Lord of the Flies. Lord of the
Flies.
Lord of the Flies. Yeah, like no,
Fahrenheit
essentially
451.
Yeah,
Stuff like
essentially,
that.
it's like mandatory reading that you had in high school, like all the books that you and I read as Americans, like those,
Yeah.
You remember reading Hatchet? You read the Hatchet or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, like shit like that. I fucking hate
Didn't
that
we
book.
read that? That was like sixth grade or something, right?
Hatchet.
It's like that time.
Fucking, and so like the way to describe it is this guy's essentially the Japanese version of that. Like
Call of the Wild, where
Yeah.
the red fern grows.
yeah, fucking Catcher in the Rye, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah.
Fucking the things they carried, things like that. So like
The things they carried. I forgot about that shit, yeah.
there's one I always want something about teeth or whatever. I can't remember.
Teeth?
Yeah. Miss Goldman made us read it. I can't remember. Anyways,
Because I've read some other shit too, like Why the Cage Bird Sings.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, something with
did we say Catcher in the Rye?
You
Yet?
said that. Okonkwo, whatever the fuck
Anyways,
that
the
book
point
was.
is like this guy is the equivalent of that. Like when like in Japan when you grew up, you read his novels or whatever, his children's books. Like it was like mandatory reading, which is fine. I feel like it's pretty interesting because like I guess I never thought about it. Like in Japan, they don't read a copy of like. I mean, I'm sure they could, but they don't like. Here's a copy of Lord of the Flies.
Yeah.
Or read it.
No, it's weird because that's so instilled with us. Like everyone could make a reference to Jane Austen, and you're like, yeah, I get that shit. Whatever it is.
What's funny, even like when I'm watching like sitcoms or like
Yeah,
like
exactly.
they'll be
They
like
have, like
like there's always that weird joke which is like or even like King of the Hill. I feel like you guys read Lord of the Flies yet or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's
whatever.
It was mandatory reading then.
There was a Simpsons episode about Lord of the Flies.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Anyway, so this homie is like their equivalent.
This
like,
homie.
This homie.
Yeah, he died in like 1932
The
or
most
4 or
homiest
something.
year of them all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this homie over here, like he's essentially that guy for them.
Yeah.
So some of his works have been turned into anime.
Yeah, and in reading about him, I found out that he knew a lot about agriculture, and he was more of like a farmer type life. And after seeing this movie,
It makes sense.
Yep, I wonder if that's what the other movies will be.
Oh, okay. Well, because
I don't know much about
it. Are you
it,
saying
but-
more about him or no?
That's pretty much everything that I know about him.
So the reason we like came upon this episode is because I noticed that on like scrolling through Crunchyroll was this movie called like the Galaxy Train or something like that.
Yeah.
A Night on the Galactic Express or something like that. And I was like, this looks interesting.
Yeah.
And so I just queued it up, and then I wanted to see it. And then I looked at how old it was. It's like from 1985 or something like that.
It's pretty old.
I was like, wow, the animation for this is probably fucking dated as shit, you know?
Yep.
Like I can imagine it being like the equivalent of like a really old like Disney flick, you know, like just like
Yeah, essentially, like there's Rocket Man or whatever. Nobody knows what Rocket Man is, but we all know it's ancient Disney history.
Exactly.
If you're like a Disney fan or whatever. But
yeah. So like I can imagine it being like something like that. Like I can imagine it still being like good, but I can't imagine it being like good enough for me to want to watch and like be like, hey guys, check out this thing. Anyway, so I looked more into it, and it turns out that they made this movie in 2012, which is which is a lot more recent.
Yes.
And it's what's it called? The Life of
The Life of Guskou Budori.
So it turns out this is the second iteration of it. They actually made another version of this movie.
Yes, like forever ago.
Yeah. Before this, after the Galaxy one, and actually, it was with humans. The Galaxy one is like they're anthropomorphic, like cats or whatever.
Yeah,
and in this movie, they're also like cat people. So I feel like they like that, so they brought it over.
Yeah, and we'll talk a little bit about that soon.
And then there's one more. I think it's called something Wrath and something or Love and something.
We'll review.
Anyways, and that's also like that's actually that was like made on his 50th birthday.
Yeah,
like the anniversary of his death or whatever, and it was like a 4TV like movie that they made, and it's animated, and it's actually the story of his life, and he's also depicted as like a cat person.
Yep.
So whoever decided to make these, they went with the cat motif because in the novels they're not cats, you know.
Well, they're not necessarily cats.
No, they're not.
It's never addressed what they are.
But
it never says like this human.
No, but it is stated that like the author does like, the idea is like, they're whatever. It's like they can't be cats. He didn't hate cats. He didn't like cats, but like cats can be fickle like humans, so it's fine or whatever.
He was also fluent in another language, which I think is interesting. So I wonder if that has any influence on like his writing and whatnot.
It could have.
I didn't notice it in this movie, but I think it's something that we should look out for.
For sure. So we decided to watch and review this one because it's more recent, and we felt like, well, probably the technology or the animation should hold up a lot better than these other two. And so that's why we picked it.
Yeah.
And we probably one day will eventually get around to doing the other two as like the trilogy of his story.
Exactly. So the studio that made it is Tezuka Productions. They've made or been a part of projects like Kids on the Slope, which is the most recent, like super popular one that I was able to find. And also Blackjack, which is just a series that you could watch on Crunchyroll, as well as Young Blackjack and Blackjack, the TV series, which were all animes at different points.
Yeah. Are they all on Crunchyroll?
I don't know if they all are, but I know that definitely there's Blackjack.
Cool. So...
And then...
Keep going.
Adam the Beginning. That's a more recent. It was on Amazon Prime.
We never got I never got around to seeing that one, but it was it was kind of.
I wanted to see it.
Yeah,
it looked like it had like Astro Boy vibes
to it. Yeah.
Which brings me to the director, Gisaburo Sugi. He's made things like 9, and he worked on Astro Boy for a few years back in like the 60s. I think it was 66 to 69 or 63 to 66, something like that. And Lupin the Third, The Secret of Twilight Gemini.
When you said 9, do you mean like the?
The
movie with like the dolls or whatever that the numbers on their back. With
no, I don't.
I don't.
I know.
That's the only 9 I know.
No, I know. It's some fucking anime 9.
They do have Blackjack and Young Blackjack and Blackjack the movie on Crunchyroll.
Well, there you go.
Blackjack the movie look interesting.
I don't think that Blackjack the movie was made by him. or at that studio or whatever. But Blackjack, Young Blackjack, and also Blackjack TV were all him.
Okay, cool.
Which I think the difference between Blackjack and Blackjack TV is one is 12 episodes, the other one is 59 episodes.
Whoa.
And I'm just saying that off the top of my head from what I could remember when I looked up information about it earlier today, because that's how I do this show, so that I could retain as much information as possible for a short period of time. I don't have a great memory. Let's talk about this fucking movie. So we start out.
Yeah.
We start out, and then cat people are there, and I'm like, oh, this is fun. I liked the cat returns.
Yeah.
I could like this movie.
I thought you might like that. I was like, oh, that's why I pictured like, oh, cat people.
Yeah.
I like cat people.
I fuck with cat people, you know.
You
no
fuck
biggie.
cat people, yeah.
I fucked a couple cat peeps.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. So we're following this boy, Guskou, and essentially he's just going off to school and he's having a good ass day and he's running and he's he's about to have a great time.
He's like the only blue cat, mind you. Like,
Yeah,
he's like main character, her color.
Yep, absolutely. And then very quickly people are like, oh, your dad's important. You're like a part of this town and we're a small village and everyone knows each other. So you get used to it super quick. And then as it turns out, there's immediately a famine. It's summertime and it's cold and the crops aren't growing and nothing's going right.
Yeah.
Well, the characters that we very, very quickly got to learn exist. The dad.
Yeah.
The mom.
Yeah.
And the sister. That's like all of them.
Yeah. His immediate family.
Yeah. So the dad and the mom, they've been like out trying to find food and whatnot. And they're like, well, we tonight have this small black potato that we're going to try to eat. So that's cool. The dad's out and he's just like, well, these roots are too hard, even boiling them. We won't be able to eat them. So we can't do that. So what are we going to do? And then they just like, they're about to get ready to starve to death, you know? And the dad's like, I'm going to go out and find more food. And there's a storm a brewing and it's a spooky night. And he goes out there and the kids are like, whoa, Dad, where are you going? And the wife's like, hey, honey, you should be careful. Don't go out. One thing leads to another. And by that, I mean, quick time jump. It's now like evening, nighttime. Mommy decides that she's going to go out and look for food and try to find Daddy along the way because not a whole lot's going on. Might as well do something. Stay here, kids. Bye. And they're like, whoa, hang on a second, Mom. You should be careful. Remember how you said be careful with Dad? Okay. Then we see our boy, Guskou. He's just making some food. And by that, I mean,
some stuff, yeah.
He's mushing together some like plants. It looks like just grass, like tall grass, spider grass. Or,
which you can't eat.
Yeah, no. But he's mushing them up in a mortar pedestal, you know, all that stuff. So, mortar pestle. That's what. But whatever. Don't worry about it. So he's doing that, and the sister is just laying down, like, oh, you know, I'm not hungry anymore. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, all right, so this is gonna be a sad movie, and like she's gonna die, and I don't know what's going on yet. Well, turns out that this movie is about to make no fucking sense for the rest of the movie anymore. Big mysterious man flies in, and he's like, hey, kids are good and whatever. I'm gonna take your sister. And dude's like, whoa, don't take my sister. And that's the plot of the movie. We're now trying to find his sister, but only for like 2 more minutes of the movie throughout a period of an hour.
Yeah, so what happens is he loses his mom and his dad to this famine. Like they get lost in the blizzard or whatever. The sister, when she said she's not hungry, you know, like, and I was like, oh, this is sad. I was like, she's starving to death or whatever.
Yes.
And then what happens is this really fantastic, in my opinion,
it looked pretty sweet.
Really cool looking character design.
Yeah.
And like aged animation and like visual effects.
Yeah.
This like fantasy, scary looking cat dude who I think is really, really dope in my opinion.
Super cool.
Shows up and he's like, I'm taking your sister away. And he's like, oh, fuck, my sister's gone. So then, the mission is find my sister. And then he leaves his town because this like, he lives in the mountains. Yeah, he lives in the mountains. He's like, I'm leaving the mountains because like, there's just nothing here. I gotta find my sister.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And, or I gotta get out of here. And so then he goes to like the next, like out of the mountains, then like just valley, and then
finds a little like farmland.
He becomes friends with this farmer, and like he works for them, and he everything's cool for like 1 year. You know, there's enough.
Well, as it turns out, he can read. Yeah. Which I don't know if nobody else could read or what the fuck, but he just read a book and he's like, oh, okay, so that's how you get rid of like any kind of disease these plants have, and this is how you properly like take care of. Hey guys, I know how to farm everything.
What happened is like like he became friends with this guy, and the guy like says like, oh, we're gonna make all this rice, and the rice goes to shit, like it gets sick or whatever,
pretty quick.
And so then the guy obviously isn't like the what's the word, like the smartest farmer. He's just super enthusiastic. So his solution is to like dump petrol into the rice paddy,
fucking gasoline on this son of a bitch.
And he goes like, that'll kill him, and it doesn't work. So then he goes, cool. And he goes, do you like buckwheat? He's like, yeah, sure, I love buckwheat. He's like, nice, we're gonna eat buckwheat all winter. So they grow buckwheat, which is like a super cheap crop.
Yeah.
And so during the winter, he learns through the books like how to take care of like a farm or whatever.
Yeah.
So and then it's quickly implied that he's a very bright kid or whatever.
Absolutely, and that's like pretty much his entire character.
Yeah, it's kind of his shtick. His shtick is like he's
smart, but
really
he doesn't
smart.
say much.
Yeah, and he's a good person or whatever. So things are okay for a bit. They they have crops for the next thing, and then fucking famine hits again, and yes, they very nice to tell him to leave. Like, hey man, there's no food for you here. You're gonna have to go. Yeah. So he goes to the big city, and he finds the guy who is the author of like the books he's been reading. And he sits down on one of his lectures, and he becomes he writes down the notes he's writing really like frantically, and he shows him in the notes, and the doctor instantly goes like, wow, you're like, I mean, he's super eccentric, but he goes, essentially breaks down to, you're super smart. Here, go, meet these people here, tell them I sent you, and you get a job. And so then he becomes like a researcher for volcanoes or whatever. And then we learn that he learns, because over time has passed, by the way. Like time passes. Like he gets older.
It's going really quickly too. And by him getting older, it's like he gets slightly taller,
which was my issue with an issue that the thing was like they didn't do a good job of like showing him age progressively. Yeah, because we see older cats in the thing. We see people like with their hair longer, so it's possible to happen. But he just essentially looks the same, just a little bit. He gets like different clothes every now and then.
Right,
like a jacket. Got a cool hat. By the way, I like the hats because they just have holes in the tops for his ears.
No, they like a lot of parts of this were cool and good. I have some major flaws, but
for sure. So then he he's researching these volcano stuff for a while, and then he finds out, he discovers that like there's going to be another cold period of time, like just as bad as the one that he had when he was growing up. Yeah, and he realizes a solution is like, oh, what we can do is like we can get carbon dioxide in the air, with these volcanoes that we're doing, and we can start a greenhouse effect or whatever. We can fucking do some global warming, avoid the cold time. Yeah, and because people are really skeptical about like. They're not saying he's dumb. They know he's smart, but they just really worried about fucking with volcanoes because, they're learning about them. They're like, it's, it's like, let's try other things. I don't think this is, because we don't want to tamper with this thing that we don't know how it works or whatever. Right. They keep working. And so they keep trying to do other things, but all of them are just like not working.
But don't worry.
Yeah. So then at the end of the movie, we're near the end of the movie, right? Yeah. And he's just like, he's in his room chilling, still researching or whatever. And then he's like, he says something like, oh, fuck, if I would do anything to get this fucking, I'd do anything to fucking make it sure that the cold time didn't come back. And then all of a sudden the cat guy shows up again, the one that I really liked. Yeah. And he goes like, hey man, you summoned me. He's like, I don't fucking summon you. And he goes, nah, bro, you called me over. What's up? What do you want? He goes, I don't know. I was like, what do you want? I was like, I could take you to the fucking volcano that you want to blow up. And he goes, you can? He's like, oh yeah, man, absolutely. And he goes, can you explode it for me? He's like, I don't know. I could try. And he goes, cool. Okay, let's go. And then they both go, and the fucking volcano blows up. Yep. And, it's heavily implied he dies, right? Yeah. But it fixes everything. Then we get a cool zoom of all the people he's met along the way and how their lives are better.
Super stoked
the
about
cold
all
time
this.
Doesn't happen, and it's just this story of, he did what was best for, everybody else. And that's and that's the movie ends. Yeah. So the thing about this movie, I liked it. I honestly did like it. Good. But there are things that are wrong with the movie for sure. It has a very lackadaisical and almost sleepy vibe to it. It almost lulls me to bed. I was kind of tired today, but I looked up to it because I wanted to make sure the ending ended the way I thought. I'm like, did I miss something? Yeah. Because I blinked for a second. I was like, wait, is that it? So I looked it up and I read other people's reviews, and they also agreed that it has this almost lullaby effect where it will put you to sleep. And it did. It put me to sleep.
Yeah, I just had a hard time focusing. Yeah. I never nodded off, but it was like,
whoa, what's going on?
Did I just miss something? Because I feel like I just missed something.
Yeah, and also the pacing is very odd because there is time gaps and time, like, leaps, whatever.
Yeah.
And there is a narrator who will narrate, whenever the fuck he wants to narrate,
I think, okay, so my biggest problem with it is the movie was doing a lot, but it never did things in a predictable way.
Yeah.
Like in any, not that the things that are predictable are bad or good or whatever, but it never did something in a way that makes sense, I guess. Because you could do something that's like, holy shit, that came out of left field. Oh, that's explaining why it did. Instead, this is just like, all right, so this is a movie about this kid enduring a bunch of sad shit. No, it's not. It's about him having to save his sister. No, it's not. It's just about him doing fucking whatever.
Yeah. Well,
it like quickly changed pace like a few times in really weird ways where it was never like, I do have to save my sister. It never felt like that other than like that 1 second.
It also felt like, there's moments where like the beginning part, I felt like dragged a little long. And then
it kind of did, yeah.
And then there's like, boom, fantasy element, here we fucking go.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, fantasy element done. And then the next thing you know, like, oh, he's working with a farmer dude who that bit also felt very long, in my opinion.
It did.
Like, this movie's an hour 45 or whatever, like that. And I was like, and for some reason it felt long like way longer than that.
It kind of did, yeah.
But here's the thing. So the whole thing with like his sister being kidnapped and this cat thing or whatever is just like it's a manifestation of his mind. Like, that's
absolutely
none of it's real. Like, this magic, there's no magic in this world. There's a lot of crazy technology in this world. It's pretty impressive for cats to create, in my opinion. Like fucking like personal helicopters or whatever,
Yeah, just like, some whack shit.
Yeah, which is good for them because like what I really liked. I did like the designs of like their technology because I was like, whoa, nice. Like, it does a thing human technology would do, but doesn't look the way it should, Just like, but it's fine because like it makes sense for these creatures to make things differently. And it's like, I like that a lot, honestly.
Right, but the frustrating part with that is like we jump from literally nothing mechanical to a helicopter within it couldn't have been more than 10 years.
No, but also in the defense of the movies, like, he's also he's from the mountains. His dad was like a prolific wood chopper. Like, he was the best at cutting down wood. Like, so he was never going to see a helicopter unless he went to the big city.
Right.
So
he doesn't need to see a helicopter, but something mechanical.
When they saw the tractor right after like leaving his like going to like, oh cool, there's tractors. Like, so there is technology in this world.
Yeah.
And then like the closer he gets to like the real world, essentially, like he sees more tech. What I'm trying to say is like the cat, like, so his mom and dad, when I saw it, like, I don't know the way I perceived it was like the dad left to go find like food or whatever.
Yeah.
But because like him and the mother were having an argument, and it was just like, it sounded like he was like, I'm just leaving you, I'm abandoning you, right?
That's the way it sounds.
And it's like, oh, it sounds super dark. And then the mom, it felt like she was standing there, and then she goes, I'm gonna go find Pops too. But in reality, it was just like, I'm leaving. There is some flour in the cupboard. I'm gonna go die because I can't die here with you guys or whatever. She's like, split the flour. I'm just gonna go die, and so she does.
Yeah.
And then when the sister like does a thing where she like, oh, I'm not hungry anymore. She's like laying her head down. Like, in my head, I was just like, wow, this kid died. And then the cat shows up and takes the thing, takes the sister away, and it's just the way like it's portrayed in his mind to be like. That's how he's like, oh, my sister was kidnapped. It's like, your sister wasn't kidnapped. Your sister died of starvation. Right. And later, so and there's also other bits, like there's the bit where like he's sleeping in the train or whatever, and that's like kind of a dream sequence. And they say like, welcome to the Galaxy Express, which is like the kind of like a homage to the other movie. Sure. And he sees his sister, and like he sees the cat person or whatever. Right. None of that shit happens. Again, all in his head. And then when the bit, like, he summons the cat, like, you summon me, and I can do this stuff. And he asks the cat, like, can you make the volcano blow up? And the cat goes, I don't know. It wasn't like a short, like, it was more like, I don't know because you don't know because I'm just, you. And so when he gets to the island, it, like, gets whisked away or whatever. I imagine what he really did was, like, steal a helicopter, go to the thing, and blow it up or whatever. Right. What are you supposed to do? So, I really like that whole thing. That story I did like, but watching it the first time through and not like just watching it at face value, it's like, and not thinking about it, I was like, this is like, it felt like it was like, oh, it's a fantasy thing. It's like, no, it's finding a sister. No, it's this. And then I realized it's none of that, it's him like coming from nothing, becoming something, and then being like, well, I have nothing. I don't want people to suffer the way I suffered. I'm going to kill myself. Yeah. Sacrifice himself.
I mean, that's what it comes down to. But I guess it took me until the end of the movie to realize that all of the things throughout were just like metaphors and shit.
Yeah.
Which completely makes sense why this would be one of those like required reading for school things.
Oh my God, exactly. That's almost like, because you're just like, I hate sitting there and the teacher just like, so when he holds the conch, what does the conch really mean? And you're just like,
holy shit, it means he's holding a conch.
And they're like, no, I'm looking for another answer. It's like, the conch is a visual representation of rules because there's rules in society that we have to follow. And if you have the conch, you're allowed to talk. If you don't have the conch, you're not allowed to talk. So they're making rules or whatever. And it's like, thank you, next. So it felt like that, obviously. Like, so it's like, what does this mean to you? It's just like, and so it is like it's more than just a bunch of pretty stuff. It's just like a bunch of metaphors and fucking sadness, but made look really pretty.
Right.
Because I thought it looked really pretty.
Oh, yeah, it did. And they had some unique animation for different parts. They didn't have great 3D animation.
No, they didn't. But I think it's because it was 2012 when they did it.
Yeah, 2012. I mean, we had the technology to make like better looking 3D shit, but for some reason we haven't been using it, and we're still not really using it. So whatever.
Did you like the cats, like the way the cats looked or whatever?
Yeah, I thought that the style of all the cats was pretty cool. They had different ones. Like Redbeard had clearly a red beard, and I thought that was a cool little thing. Like he's the only cat that we've seen with a beard.
Yeah,
and he had these fun little whiskers that went out and like swirls.
Well, what I did think. Well, the dad had a beard, which is super funny because like the dad was like, they're cats, so they're full, they have
so he's
fur
just like
all
a
over them.
lumberjack type thing.
On top of the fur, he also had a beard on his face that was like a shade darker than his regular skin tone or whatever. And it was like, did they successfully put a beard on an already completely haired
don't
creature?
Worry. Sometimes you
I
get
thought it was done
beards
very well.
And coats and whatnot. Yeah, it worked out good. All of the clothing styles were cool. A lot of the like world looked really interesting too. Just the way that like, oh man, like you were saying about the helicopter and whatnot. Like, oh, this is
That's
a
interesting.
different, or even just the classroom to me. It's like this is so similar to an actual classroom, but it just feels different.
Off, yeah, like there's a bit when he's like walking up the classroom. It's just such a long shot. I feel where it's like there's like these balls they're circular, like made of stone and have spikes on them, and I was like, I wonder why they did that. Like that's such a weird design. But it's like, I guess if cats were designing things, there's like, well, let's put balls on stuff and make them spiky because we're cats. Like, cool, whatever. The one character design I had the biggest issue was the main character, and it was just because his mouth was really small. Yeah. And it was hard to tell because, like, I mean, obviously you couldn't tell when he was speaking because, I mean, he speaks Japanese.
Yeah.
But he was very, like, stoic with his face.
Right.
There was times where he would cry, and the cry was instantaneously. Like, it was a blink, and then, like, his eyes would water up. Like, oh, he's sad now. He was happy maybe twice. I could feel like he had these, like, big expressions. But for the most time, he was very, very, like, straight face or whatever.
Absolutely.
So, and his mouth would be, like, tiny. Especially when we have characters like, Redbeard who would have very expressionable faces and stuff like that, or like the crazy cat, professor or whatever, did a really good job of emoting stuff. And I feel like our main character was just like, I don't like the way they made your mouth specifically because it makes it hard for me to tell what you're feeling.
Right. What else did you like about this?
I like the music, honestly.
Okay.
I thought the music was really good.
I thought okay, so here's the thing where the music comes in. The music I felt like was good in a lot of scenes, but it never stopped.
I don't even notice that it didn't stop.
It never stopped, so it made me feel like it was more of a fantastical adventure than like it actually was, and it messed with the pacing for me, I think, too, which is another issue that I have with it. I want to talk about the things that were good, and the music was good. Like all of it fit.
It sounded good. Yeah.
Yeah. It reminded me a lot of like older Disney movies or animation and whatnot, where like from the 80s and 70s and whatnot, there's just a bunch of music going on, and that tells more in the scene than like any actual dialogue or story does. It's the music, and it's kind of telling us like, oh, this is a happier scene or whatever's going on. So I thought that was an interesting, cool thing. And I don't know if that's just because the director's older and that's kind of what he's always done in the past, or if this was like an homage to something, or why there was music the whole time.
Yeah.
But it definitely made it feel like it was not of this era.
Yeah. Also, I mean, it definitely feels like it was, the source material was definitely like an older source,
Yeah.
Like the fact that we had like the narrator or whatever, the narrator was never like, things are really shitty for our main guy. It was more like, hey man, our homie's family's dead, but he's still going, like
it was really, it came in
it came in
strange
it was
points.
Intermittently, here and there, whatever, he was like, okay, now it's time to narrate something. And it made it feel very like,
fake,
very
felt more
bookish,
like
very
a
like
stage play.
Yeah, very like, like chapter 2, like that's what it made me feel like. Oh, here's the next chapter of something or whatever.
Yeah, which I wasn't into. I felt like they didn't need any narration.
I didn't like it either, but if they're doing it in honor of this book or whatever,
it felt very of its time.
I get it. It's definitely it's a throwback to this other thing, this like, here's the scene or whatever.
Good old forgotten era of anime.
I liked it. I can honestly say I liked it. I don't think it's for everybody. It's also very, like I said, it's slow. People can consider it boring. It is sleepish. I think it looks really good in my opinion.
It looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go through the problems that I had with the movie because I wasn't as into it as you were. I didn't really like many of the characters.
Okay.
They felt very whimsical and fake, but there were other parts of it that felt like really real, and I never felt like some of the characters were grounded.
Like which character?
Like Redbeard, for example.
And see, I liked Redbeard because he was really crazy and out there and whimsical, but then he did get really grounded when he was just like, oh, fuck, like, you gotta leave. You can't be here anymore because if not, I can't eat.
For like 2 seconds, though.
Which I liked. I honestly did like that.
See, that's where it gets into the pacing of things, where like it felt like it was a Miyazaki movie without the like heart and the characters that like make you absolutely fall in love with them, where they have these dynamic characters. Everyone felt very one-sided, and then for like a very brief moment you see something different, but it's not enough for me to care about any of them. Looking back, you'd be like, yeah, I mean, they had a lot going on, but watching it, it's just like, I don't care until the last second. And I have a problem with that.
When you say the pacing, it's funny because I've obviously never read this book, right?
Yeah.
Like, when the fuck am I going to read a copy of this?
Of course.
But it's so funny because there'll be times when they'll be like, hey, did you hear that like fucking Ready Player One is being turned into a movie? And then you go, because I read that. And I go, what? And I go, there's no fucking way they can, make that book into a movie. Like, and like, I wonder what they're going to change. And, and they do. They've changed it completely to be. So that's how I feel like, even without watching this, reading this book, it's like, oh my God, who made the call to make this part of the chapter longer than that, or who cut this out? And it's definitely because like it's like this might be, for all we know, like 500 chapters or whatever.
Who knows?
Or it could be fucking 3.
Yeah, it could be just a small
because we don't know.
book.
But when it's like, oh man, like I think it's because they were sticking to this specific story that I'm assuming everybody in Japan must know. Whatever. There's like, it's like that feel like, wait, you're telling me they're making this into a movie? Like, good fucking luck. And I think that's what hindered it. And I feel like that's why it was so fucking long. They're just like, we got to get this little bit in, this little bit in. I'm just like,
but that's also the thing where it's like, okay, all the little bits are nice and they do add stuff. But then why did we just like do nothing for about 20 minutes?
Yeah.
What was up with that, guys?
Yeah.
Where
the pacing's a big issue.
Yeah. But that's where like the music comes in. That's where the music's kind of telling a story with it. Like we didn't need it to do that necessarily. There were a lot of beautiful things that they put into the movie. But yeah, I mean, the pacing and the characters are my biggest flaws. I also, like I had expressed before, had trouble with the way that the story was being told. Like there were things that you could kind of guess and assume, but it doesn't like really click until the very end where it's just like, okay, he died and now we can see where that all kind of came to. Like you could tell dream sequences and whatnot, and I'm like, oh cool, so he's on this train and he's having some like fantasy little sequence here where clearly he is still thinking about his sister and what had happened,
and his family, his parents, because he saw them on the elevator as they were going up or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So there are parts of it that it's like, I like that we're able to see that. I think that's a cool way to represent things, but I kind of wish that the death was shown in like a different way.
Yeah,
because I mean, the dad died. The mom died. Yeah. There's no fucking way they didn't. But the sister, it was left up in the air to where it's like, is this a fantastical journey or not?
No, absolutely. It's definitely, it's what's the word? It's, I had a word for it. It's unclear, obviously. Like, it's like, it's not told to you exactly what happens.
Yeah. Which it doesn't need to be all the time.
But because we're adults and not dumb, where it's like, well, mom's dead, dad's dead, without a doubt.
Right.
And then, the sister being like, being taken away by this character or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like that was a manifestation of our main character because like he didn't see his mom or dad die. They just left. But he for sure saw the body of his sister. Like that. There's no way he's out there fucking cutting up, mushing up grass to feed her. He's like, I'm not hungry anymore. It's like he saw her dead. And so his brain had to rewire some other shit. But yeah, you're right. It's definitely not like it's definitely
it's not cut and dry.
Yeah, it's not cut and dry. It's definitely confusing. If you says I don't know the context of this book, I mean, it's like, wait, am I going on a fantastical journey?
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm not at the point yet in the movie where I'm able to make those kinds of assumptions, especially since we haven't really seen anything in our character that shows that he has an imagination. Like I feel like normally, for example, Anthem of the Heart, we just watched that one and we immediately see that our character has these like fantasy imaginary things going on.
Where she's talking to an egg or whatever.
Yeah. So we're able to establish that quickly, and we get a lot of character development in the first like 2 minutes of that movie, just seeing what she does. And in the first 15 minutes of this movie, I felt like I didn't know the main character whatsoever. Yeah. And it didn't take until he started learning and started like showing that he can do things that I understood who he was at all.
Well, it's super confusing too, because like right after his sister gets stolen away or whatever, which is her dying, right? Like he also does this really weird thing where there's a bunch of floating cats with yarns and stuff,
Yeah.
And it's like he's climbing a ladder and there's this other cat who first, when I saw it, and then I think it's the part where like I dozed away.
Yeah.
And I watched it again. I'm like, was that Redbeard? And it wasn't. It was just some other cat. And I was just like...
Some big old fat boy.
And I was like, oh. I was just like... And then, like, that whole sequence ends because I'm like, oh, I guess this is a fantasy journey. I guess we're, like, in Alice in Wonderland.
Right.
And then like, the fucking... The smoke clears and then he's running and then in the narrative is just like... So-and-so decided to go down the mountain. It's like, oh, fuck, he's still on the mountain, So it's like... Then it's clear to me, like, oh, this is all in his head. Like none of that really happened or whatever.
No,
and I bet you've written down like as a book, or like, oh, this is like people like, oh, I'm eating this shit up. What a great fucking. But visually, it's confusing, is what it is.
Yeah, because I mean, at that point too, I still don't know what to determine that as.
Yeah, we're like,
what do you interpret that as?
Me? I know. I have no clue. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck.
After I finished the movie, I completely wrote that part out. I forgot about that and all the silkworms and whatnot they talked about, like bundling everything.
Yeah, and I was just like, I'm just so confused as what this is. I would be curious to like see the human version of this because maybe it's visually represented differently as humans. It'd be an older animation style, but
that's fine.
But I am curious because there's no way I'm going to find this book and read it.
Right.
But I was like, I am curious to see what that is because I am still very confused by it. I mean, maybe it's some sort of like metaphor on how to handle death or mortality or something like that. But maybe. I couldn't tell you because I didn't understand it.
The fibers of life or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, didn't get it.
So yeah, I had a lot of problems with this. That being said, it was gorgeous. It had some cool ideas and concepts, and I definitely understand why this would be mandatory reading for kids.
Yeah, get you thinking, obviously.
Yeah. But it wasn't something where I look back on it and I'm like, people need to see this.
Oh no,
not like in any way.
I wouldn't like recommend this to anybody. I wouldn't be like, man, have you seen that? It's an interesting thing to see. As an animator, I guess I'm like, wow, that's pretty gorgeous stuff. Even from 2012, and from what the reviews I've read, also it's apparently the older one, the one about the train or whatever.
Yeah,
it also has similar vibes. Where it's supposed to be really gorgeous, except like because it's older, the pacing is even slower.
Yeah, which I think I'm more okay with.
It's more like a Fantasia thing.
I feel like the other movie is going to be a little bit more engaging for me personally. That being said, I have no fucking idea.
The one I'm looking more forward to, honestly, of the three is the one about the guy's life.
Yeah.
Because that one
should be cool.
Because that one is rooted in reality. That one is essentially like it might not be like tit for tat and be like exactly what his life was, but it's just like, this is kind of like, this is a biopic sort of, and he's a cat, whatever, and I'm curious to see that one. But yeah, so all in all, look, I enjoyed this, but that's because I'm a huge fan of like animation and like not and more than just of just anime. I'm like, wow, there is some huge merit in this. Is it a solid story? Who fucking knows? Is it a solid book? I couldn't tell you. Does it have issues? Oh yeah, without a doubt, it has issues. And it isn't like a super engaging. I feel like but if you want to watch something chill to like fucking zone out to or whatever and look at something pretty. This is fine. This is perfect.
Yeah.
I have a buddy who says like, I know you like Mushishi or whatever. I'm not the biggest fan.
I was going to bring up Mushishi right now.
Like everybody like who likes Mushishi, he goes like, and I adamantly don't like it or whatever.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it. It's super pretty. I just don't get it. But he's just like, but he says, oh, it's Mushishi's the show you watch to go to sleep to or whatever. And
it's a very zen show.
And I feel like this movie is very of that vein. Very like, oh, cool, he's farming. He's going to farm for the next 15 minutes. Here we go. And it's like, okay, cool, man. Let's fucking do it.
Sure.
So, yeah. That's the fucking movie, I feel like.
Yeah.
I don't regret seeing it. Yeah.
No, we talked about this a lot more than I thought we might.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, and it's good that you have a different opinion than mine.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
Well, it's weird. I didn't like this. Mm-hmm. But by no means did I dislike it either. This was just kind of nothing to me. Like, there were a lot of points where I just felt like kind of bored, which I think that was...
It's fair.
That's just how it goes.
I felt bored too at times. But I was still able to watch and be like, oh, cool, look at that nice scenery or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't have a hard time with it. Like, watching it, I was like, ugh. But I was more so like, I'm having a hard time paying attention right now.
Exactly, because of the pacing.
Yeah. So...
Cool, man.
I think that's been our review of The Life of...
Something with an H, something with a G, and something with a B.
Guskou Budori.
Yeah, fucking nailed it. And so like we said, eventually someday we'll get around to reviewing the other two, completing the trilogy of this. Who knows when that'll be? It won't be next week, I'll tell you that right now.
No, because next week is...
Kyle's garbage episode.
Hell yeah,
it's
pile on that trash.
It's his favorite thing to do.
Sizzle it up.
Hopefully we can get him. He's a very busy man now.
He is, but it's fine. I'll work it into his schedule.
Cool. So we'll be doing that, and the week after that will be the Anime Expo. The week after that will be Wrap Up, right?
Yep.
Cool. Why did you just say that? Why do you have to fight about it earlier?
Well, because I want to discuss if we should do Wrap Up before Anime Expo or not. Holy shit. Was that hard?
It was pretty hard. I'm sorry.
Oh, also, little secret for y'all that are listening. This big secret. Shh. Don't tell mommy. I'm gonna cosplay as our big boy,
Len.
Yep, our big boy Len. No, I really wanted to be Len, but I decided that I would feel ridiculous dressed up in a bright ass pink costume.
I thought it would have been great.
Like, it would have been fucking funny. But as press, I feel like that
might be bad.
That could be some issues. So I am instead going to be Daru from Steins Gate. But I'm going to be dressed up as Steins Gate Zero Daru.
Oh, nice. I'm going to be the doo-doo-doo chick.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, Steins Gate Zero, doo-doo-doo chick.
Hell yeah.
So that should be cool. What was I going to say?
I don't know, man. Mayushi and Daru. We're going to be dope.
Yeah, I guess we will be. Oh, and you're shaving. That's what I was going to say.
That's the big one.
That's the biggest thing. You haven't shaved in like over a year, right? 2 years?
It's been a year and a half.
It's been a long time.
Because like I would shave like every week or so, usually maybe 2 weeks, and like trim up during that. Because I like to have a little bit of shadow going on,
I don't like it when you got shadow.
Oh, okay.
I like your beard, honestly.
I mean, it's turned into something else, and like I'm cool with it. But like for a while, I liked a little bit of shadow, and that was kind of my thing. But I would shave like every week or two, and like go back to baby face just to make sure it's all like cleaned up and all nice and whatever. Fuck it. And then when I got this job, I was clean shaven when I started, and then as it went on, I was just like, I wonder how long I could get this bad boy.
Yeah, it's been pretty long, man.
Because one of the I wanted to see if there was a limit. One of the things is you have to look like presentable, being clean shaven and all this. I fucking thrown all those rules out the window by just being like the nicest, most helpful dude there is, while looking like a fucking weeb ass piece of shit.
It's funny because, like I said, I haven't seen your chin in a long time, so I'm curious to see this.
I feel like
what's funny is that I kept complaining for the last 2 or 3 weeks. I'm like, Trip, your hair's fucking long. I'm like, and you'd be like, yep, and that's all you'd say, and then you're like, I think that last time I brought it up, you're like, yeah, well, I gotta be fucking Daru, so like, fucking fuck off. I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. I'm so sorry.
I'm keeping getting shaggy.
Like, wait, are you shaving? You're like, yeah. I'm like, oh no.
Sierra has never seen me with a clean face.
That's true. Yeah. So he's gonna shave. He promised he'd shave at Anime Expo. That way I can like.
Which I still think is kind of bullshit, because first off, that means that I have to bring like different shaving equipment, and I kind of feel bad for the hotel staff.
Just put in the
I know,
trash
but
can.
It's kind of like, ew, gross.
Wrap it up with some toilet paper and throw it in the trash can.
And I guess I could just whatever.
Or put in a paper bag, like catch it in the bag. Put in the trash can.
Fuck it. I'm just gonna like hardcore gel my beard together, so I can just have like a big, big ass like one whole piece.
That's so gross.
I could save it for later and just
the fucking cleanse. What the fuck is this? You just like call that, like you leave it in the bathroom, they throw it away. You call the front office like, excuse me, someone threw away my hard one piece beard. And like, oh, sorry, sir. We actually threw that away. We thought it was a dead animal. So, anyways, yeah. So look forward to some pictures of Trip with the beard
Trip's
at
gonna look
Trip
like
with
a
the
big
beard at
old
Anime Expo,
fool.
and then Trip shaved as Daru at Anime Expo. And Juan will not be
wild.
anybody. Juan is cosplaying as Press like he does every year.
Oh fuck, that's pretty intimidating.
It's gonna be a bunch of anime shirts.
All right. Oh, okay. Cool.
Nice.
I'll
Okay,
hang
cool.
out shirts.
So so if you like our logo, hit up Aaron from Turby Tops. If you like our theme song, hit up Tom Nasser. Tom Nasser should be making us a new theme song, from what I've heard.
Yeah.
Trip, where can we find us?
People can find us on Facebook if you want to look up the Instant Ramen Podcast. Same thing goes for Instagram. Look up the Instant Ramen Podcast. We're also on Twitter. Just tweet at Instant Ramen Pod.
Podcast Fit.
And you can go ahead and send us an email, instagramenpodcast@gmail.com. Now we're doing a whole bunch of different stuff. We're on YouTube. We're on Google Play Music. Spotify just said that we're going to be on Spotify. So this episode should be out on Spotify, which is a fun, cool new thing.
Yeah.
We're kind of like everywhere that we can be now.
Yeah.
So we're working.
We're also
working
working on being more active on social media, just like posting things that we see that we think are cool.
Yeah. I'm at the point where I'm like, I'm good at retweeting shit.
Yeah.
And the problem is I feel like I'll open up the floodgates as soon as I start tweeting something. I'll just fucking tweet everything and be like, fuck, I want donuts right now.
I mean, we shouldn't do that, but
No,
you could
exactly.
be like, fuck, I want anime donuts, and that's okay.
Yeah, that's where I'm like, I'm worried that it might leak into like,
to some stupid shit and not
Yeah.
be as professional as it should
Just
be.
like, what's your favorite kind of fish? I really like tropical fish.
Let's not do that.
Lionfish are pretty cool.
Let's avoid that.
You know, that's
But
where
it could
I'm
be
gonna
like,
get
what's your
into.
favorite type of fish Pokemon to eat?
What is your favorite type of fish Pokemon to eat?
Magikarp.
Cheap ass, bitch ass.
You know how much
Magikarp?
Magikarps you get for $1? I'm in college. I don't have that kind of money to spend. Actually, if I could eat any of them,
Yeah.
it'd probably be the shark one.
Sharpedo?
Just because I've always wanted to have shark.
Damn. Octillery, bro.
The big whale one.
That's an octopus.
I want the whale one.
Oh, you want Whalelord?
Yeah, a whale lord burger. Like it's only like it's like this big, but I want the whole thing. You gotta kill the whole thing, get a little burger.
God.
The true American way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And one more thing, also, if it's not too much trouble, if you have the free time, go on iTunes or whatever, and write us a review. Be honest, but give us 5 stars. But write us a review.
Or just like give us no stars.
Give us all
don't
stars.
Write
Don't
us a
listen.
review.
Don't listen to Trip. If you're free, if you don't mind, we really appreciate it if you just went on iTunes, give us 5 stars, and said something nice. And if you don't want to, if you can't do those things, well, then keep that shit to yourself.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, you can say like, yeah, Aaron from Turfy Tops does do good work.
Does have a great logo.
Those are 5 stars.
Tom Nasser's theme song is pretty okay.
There you go.
Anyways, that's it. So this is bye from Juan.
I'll see you around from Chris.
Hey, Trip, don't forget.
Just add hot water.